Um, I think more importantly, it's some good for some of these seniors to kind of get some closure on their high school careers because in the state tournament earlier this season, because of the weather, the HSSA canceled all consolation games. So some of these kids did not even get to play in the state tournament. I believe one of the pitchers on the Hawaiian Stars and Brandon Dett from Aloha, he didn't even get to play in the state tournament because his team did not advance out of the first round. So great to see these kids here and looking to put on a show and as to see this event grow.
A ton of great kids here tonight, a lot of talent on display. Take you through some facts for tonight's game. Over 35 players for tonight's event will be going on to play college ball next year, many of them at the Division II and I levels. On the Hawaiian Stars, you have 11 college commits on the roster. 17 of 22 players on that roster made the OIA first or second team. The Hawaiian Stars made up of the OIA All-Stars, and then the Aloha Stars made up of the ILH All-Stars and the other islands, all of those All-Stars as well. For those guys, 18 of 23 players on the roster are committed to 5 of them at the Division I level, 3 of them getting legitimate MLB draft buzz. The MLB draft later this weekend. That's July 14th through 16th. Want to take this opportunity to remind you that the organizers of the Chace Numata Senior All-Star Baseball game would like to say mahalo to Sports Stand Sporting Goods for their support. At Sports Stand, it's not just sporting goods, it's a way of life. Getting ready for the first pitch here from Les Murakami Stadium for the 2024 Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game. Paul Brecht, Michael Lascaro, ready to bring you the action of this elite all-star event for the baseball players here in Hawaii's class of 2024. Michael, are there any players that you're looking forward to most tonight to watch?
Well, we just want to, we are on radio right now, but we just want to point out that this is a baseball all-star game. It's not a basketball all-star game, although the guy on the pitch on the mound right now, in Kaimi Kahalekai out of Kamehameha Maui, he's towering at 6'8". So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing this guy because he's definitely got the just have great command. So I know they didn't make the state tournament, but he's looking forward to what he can bring to the table.
You brought it up, Kaimi Kahalekai, the 6'8" right-handed pitcher from Chaos Maui. He was a Texas baseball signee up until recently, very recently, request to be released from his national letter of intent, and now has reopened his recruitment after the changes to the coaching staff at the University of Texas. The 6'8" right-hander was an honorable mention pitcher after posting a 3.01 ERA across 18 and 2/3 innings pitched. Struck out 31 batters but walked 12. A guy who can light up the radar gun. Fastball touches 95 miles an hour. I don't think we'll see quite him rearing all the way back tonight to throw as hard as he can, but I do think we will see a pretty good velocity from the right-hander this evening.
Yeah, and you talk about his opening up his commitment. Now with NIL, you see a lot of players electing to stay in, college because they can make some money. But if this guy gets a chance to get drafted, that you might probably consider it because, coaches bounce around all the time. We got coaches saying they're gonna stay and they don't. So at the end of the day, you just want to see what's best for the kids, whether it be get as much money you can or get a good education.
And we're just about ready to go here from Les Murakami Stadium. It'll be Caden Sonata Fukumoto from Moanalua stepping into the box to lead things off for the Hawaiian Stars. First pitch upstairs for a ball, and we are underway here at Les Murakami.
Yeah, Caden Sonata Fukumoto, he's just one of those guys that can do it all. Sometimes he pitches. This year he's playing shortstop. Now he gets a leadoff single.
He punches that one into right field for a leadoff single. The leadoff man aboard for the Hawaiian Stars. Nice job going the other way there by the right-handed hitter. And that will bring up... That'll bring up number 5, Chace Serrano, the left-handed pitcher and outfielder from Campbell High School. He's committed to play at Eastern Arizona College next year at JUCO. Obviously in the state of Arizona, the left-handed batter takes the first pitch outside for a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, I feel for these Campbell players because they're a really solid team, but they didn't get to make the state tournament. So it's been a while since they got to play a high school game. So I'm looking for Sorono to kind of show out right here.
And Sorono watches one go by for a strike, evens the count at a ball and a strike. Sorono this season, a second-team OIA West All-Star. Made it in the outfield for Campbell. The 1-1 pitch high and away for ball 2. 2-1 now on the 5'6" outfielder. Just underway here from Les Murakami Stadium. Paul Brecht, Michael Lascaro bringing you all the action as the 2-1 pitch catches the inside corner for a strike, evens the count at 2-2. If you're listening to us on Hawaii Sports Radio Network 95.1 FM and AM 760, you can also come on over to our YouTube channel and check on out the live stream of this game as the 2-2 pitch off speed just missed the outside corner, and it will bring the count full 3-2. Runner on first base after the leadoff single by Sonata Fukumoto, the Moana Lua shortstop. 3-2 count here, none away. Top of the first inning, swinging on pitch is fouled away. Down 3-2.
Got another count here. Just want to point out for the game, not like typical high school games. We might be in here for a long night.
It could certainly be a long night, and if it is, then wonderful for us, means we get to see hopefully a lot of very good baseball, and we'll talk more this evening. 3-2 is a down line and out of play. It remains 3-2. Out after the leadoff single by Sonata Fukumoto. The Hawaiian All-Stars up first. Aloha Stars in the field. The 3-2 pitch delivered, slap towards shortstop, stays in the air long enough. Line drive, it'll be an out. And there's one away here in the top of the first.
Yeah, I believe that was Iolani is Makana Oniyate out there in shortstop for the Aloha Stars. Great job there to get that ball and, you know, just prevent anybody from making a move on the base paths.
Oniate, one of the players that will play next year at the college level, is committed to Hawaii Pacific University, one of 4 players in tonight's game that is committed to the local team. First pitch to Kaimana Burgo is outside for a ball. 1-0 pitch also outside, 2-0 now on the lefty from Kailua. Just talked about an HPU commit in Oniante. Now we have another one in Kaimana Burgo, the OIA East Player of the Year. 2-0 pitch takes it for, oh, pardon me, looked like it might have been a strike, just missed the plate as it goes 3-0 now on the left-handed hitter. One away here in the top of the first inning. 3-0 pitch inside for ball 4. Gets away from the catcher. Doesn't matter as it'll be a walk for Burgo. Paces on down to first base, and there are 2 on now for the Hawaiian Stars in the top of the first inning.
Yeah, Burgo's such a very versatile player for Kailua this year, who helped Kailua win their 9th. I believe the 9th for Corey Shigo and the Surf Riders. So, you know, he can play in the outfield, he can hit, but he can also come on the mound if you need him to pick up some outs in some keys relieving innings.
Still just 1 away here after the line out to shortstop. Had a single to lead things off by Sonata Fukumoto. Then Kaimana just earned himself a 4-pitch walk little bit of trouble here early on for Kahale. The 1-0 pitch off speed drops on in there for a strike, evens the count at a ball and a strike. And the 1-1 pitch is slapped away, foul. We'll go 1-2 now.
Yeah, we got Connor Dempsey at the plate. Very great center fielder for Moanalua. Had a great season last year. This year not too great at the not as good as at the plate, but he's still a solid player for anybody.
1-2 count facing him, and he watches strike three drop over the inside corner. The off-speed pitch from Kahale. Kai freezes the right fielder tonight, as there's now 2 away here in the top of the first inning for the Hawaiian Stars. Still 2 on, and it'll bring up Boston Ujimori from Aiea. Ujimori swinging on the first pitch, taps one, a high bouncer fielded by Kahale Kai, and he'll flip to first in time for the final out. So 2 runners get on against the Aloha Stars, but no damage done by the Hawaiian Stars team. When we come back, the bottom of the first inning on the way. Can we get our first run of the day? We'll find out. You're listening to the 2024 Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game, powered by Sports Stand Sporting Goods and Palace Simene. We'll be right back.
Calling all ladies! Get ready to shine at the 3rd Annual Sisterhood Social presented by Hawaii Pacific Health on Saturday, August 10th at the University of Hawaii. This one-of-a-kind women's only clinic hosted by football head coach Timmy Pegg and his wife Sherry will give you the chance to learn more about the game.
before, and Ballin went on to be co-champions. If they won, it would have been Sugawa would have played a big role in that.
And Sugawa fouls off the 0-2 pitch. 2 away here in the top of the first inning. Still scoreless in the 2024 Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game. Want to thank you for tuning on in, listening and supporting these young men as they get ready to go off to college. And watch strike 3 go by right there. Dawson Sugawa sits down, and Peyton Dixon strikes out the side here in the top of the second inning. Through 1.5 innings of play, it's still 0-0. Aloha Stars coming to bat. Don't go too far. You're listening to the Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game on Hawaii Sports.
DSE Hawaii, a proud supporter of OIA Sports on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, is a locally owned and operated union electrical contracting company. Established in 1988, DSE Hawaii to general contractors, building owners, property management companies, architects, and engineers. Their commitment to the electrical industry is focused on quality, efficiency, and most importantly, customer service and satisfaction. DSE Hawaii, providing quality work in the most efficient manner.
For some children, a single
Welcome back into Les Murakami Stadium, where we're scoreless through an inning and a half of play. Paul Brecht, Michael Lascaro bringing you all the action from the 2024 Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game, powered by Sports Stand Sporting Goods. And we've got another pitching change here to begin the top of the second inning as the Hawaiian Stars making a change.
I believe that's Cohen Barton on the mound.
Cohen Barton, mentioned it before, from Lelehua. This season had a decent year at the plate, but also at 6'4" shows off an impressive frame that makes you feel pretty good about what he can do on the mound. We get an opportunity to see that right here as the first pitch is inside for a ball.
I believe that St. Louis's Tanner Chun at the plate right now.
Tanner Chun, as you mentioned, from St. Louis, swings and misses right there to even the count at 1-1. Chun, a Tulane commit, watches one catch the outside corner for a strike. 1-2 now. Mentioned it, a Tulane commit, one of those Division I baseball players getting ready for next season. Taps that one foul off the plate and goes foul.
I think it hit his knees a bit, or shin or something.
Quick pinball action there for sure for Chun. Hopefully he is okay. The outfielder from St. Louis was an all-Hawaii D1 first-team selection this year after hitting 3 for the Crusaders. Had 19 hits and 11 runs batted in. Watches that one right down the middle. And there's one away here as Barton picks up his first strikeout of the evening.
Got a little sizzle now on the mound with Cohen Barton. You know, like we said last year, he was the pitcher of the year in Division One that helped Leilehua reach the OIA championship, and they also beat Iolani in the first round. Leilehua didn't have much of a strong season this year, but I know Barton's really looking to kind of erase that and show off tonight.
First pitch there is low for a ball. Looks like it's Bubu Kavelu up at the plate.
Fresh off a state title for Kamehameha Hawaii, you know, the one state title game that was actually to get played before weather kind of played a factor.
I still can't believe I missed that whole thing, as swung on and missed right there. Makes it a 1-2 count.
But he's a solid player. Definitely had some consideration for Hawaii Division II Player of the Year. But, you know, he's going to be a great get for Coach Dane Fujinaka and the HBU Sharks.
Yeah, you bring it up, staying home here to play in Hawaii, and will suit up for Dane Fujinaka and the Sharks. I mentioned it at the top of the broadcast, 4 of the players in tonight's game will end up playing for Coach Fujinaka and the Sharks next season, and that doesn't include all of the players that will stay home and play for the Sharks next season. As the 1-2 pitch swung on and missed, strike 3, back-to-back strikeouts here to start the bottom of the second inning, as we are cooking through the top of these lineups. And I say top of these lineups because there are 18 players on each side for each lineup tonight. I apologize if we do lose track at any point, as first pitch swinging is foul tipped into the glove for a strike. It's number 21, Dom Christensen from KS Hawaii at the plate now. The catcher was an all-Hawaii D2 first-team selection after hitting .346 this past season. Watches that one go by for a ball to even the count at 1 apiece. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed. 1-2 now. And continuing to work quickly is Cohen Barton from Leilehua, looking to pick up his 3rd strikeout and K the side here in the bottom of the second inning. Rocks, fires, Barton swung on, missed, strike 3. A dominant showing by Cohen Barton from Leilehua as he strikes out the side. The Aloha Stars down in order through 2 innings of play. It's still scoreless here at Les Murakami Stadium. Don't go too far. You're listening to the 2024 Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game presented by Sports Stand Sporting Goods and Palace Simon.
Calling all ladies, get ready to shine at the 3rd Annual Sisterhood Social presented by Hawaii Pacific Health on Saturday, August 10th at the University of Hawaii. This one-of-a-kind women's
Ballbrecht Michael Lascaro bringing you the action in the 2024 Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game. I want to thank you so much for tuning in and listening, and if you are watching on YouTube right now, I want to say mahalo to you as well, as it is still scoreless, just 1 hit thus far through 2 innings of here in Hawaiian right now. We're seeing that on display.
Yeah, Cohen Barton, 3 strikeouts in that inning. You know, phenomenal job there. You know, in the previous half inning, I was kind of worried that the home plate umpire was kind of opening up the strike zone a bit. You know, trying to make sure we're moving along in this 9-inning game. But Cohen Barton worked really quick.
Speaking of work quick, swinging first pitch here, grounded to 3rd, across the diamond, off the bag, but a nice job by Number 14, that's Legend Lancaster of Hilo High, thinking on his feet there as the throw from third pulls him off the bag, but he is able to slap down the tag in time, gets Hunter Lindsay.
Yeah, a little Big Island connection there. You love to see it. Kauhu Kavelu, we mentioned he's going to HPU out of Kamehameha, Hawaii. Usually he plays shortstop, so that throw from third to first, he's not really used to that playing from shortstop. But and credit Lancaster able to come out there and make the play kind of inside. So you love to see it. Representation.
Absolutely. 4 different islands represented tonight. 28 different schools as well, I believe. It's just been an incredibly fun event to see, and we're only 2 innings in as the 0-2 pitch just a little bit high there to Andrade, Jaden Andrade from Farrington.
We got to call his final senior night, where they almost made an incredible comeback down 17-0.
What a game that was. That you can catch on our Pod Center. Find that on our website, Hawaii Sports Radio. Pitch in the dirt, full count now on Andrade, as we saw him on the mound there, and you can see why college coaches like him and why he is going on to play at the next level. Will go on to play for Feather River Community College after posting a 3.11 ERA this past season. Swung on and missed right there, strike 3. Andrade down swinging, and 2 away quickly here in the top of the third for the Hawaiian All-Stars.
Yeah, we mentioned pitching changes. We got St. Louis Chicken on the mound right now, and as I think we're going to have a new pitcher each inning. But I also want to give a shout out to the catcher, Dominic Christensen, go out to warm up or catch some balls, or maybe just warm up for another pitcher. But in case we do forget, we just want to give a shout out to every player that comes into this game. We'll try to say their name at least once.
Absolutely, and a good job by you. We should do that before we get out of this third inning here, as the 1-0 pitch swung on and fouled off. It's the same lineup as things began. You said it before, Cole Yonamine behind the plate, and it's Legend Lancaster at first base, said that before. And Jaden Montero at second. Kavelu over at third. 1-1 pitch, low for a ball. 2-1 now on Kono. Kylan Kono from Aiea, committed to Lassen CC for next season. One go by for a ball. 3-1 now on the 5'5" infielder.
He was real important to Aiea's success this year. I know we have Brennan Panis and Aiden Yoshida on the mound, but he's a guy that can come from short to the mound to kind of close out a game.
And he drives that one into right field on the run, going back. It's over his head and to the wall. Speeding into second is Kylan Kono, and the first loud hit of the night comes from the 5'5" infielder from Aiea. The Hawaiian Stars with a runner in scoring position and 2 away here in the top of the third.
The Hawaiian Stars make up they're almost all OIA players, and I think they're a little bit more hungrier in this game. There's a lot of rap about the OIA kind of being weak in baseball, that even the neighbor islands are better than them and the IH is strong. But right now, the OIA team are the only ones with a hit in this game. So great job there by Kylan Kono. He might be the smallest guy in this game at 5'5", but that was a big hit where the right fielder had to go out there and chase after it.
And if you're wondering why we bring up Kylan Kono's height, just for reference, Kaima Stars, standing at 6'8", is a whopping 15 inches taller than Kylan Kono. It's just incredible. The game of baseball can be played by athletes of all shapes and sizes, and that's part of what makes this sport so beautiful. As the 0-1 pitch is outside, evens the count at 1-1 on Wyatt Ishii, the outfielder from Kalani, committed to St. for next season.
St. Martin is a really solid school. They have probably at least 10 players on that squad that is from the state of Hawaii.
They certainly like to recruit from the state of Hawaii, as the Manoa Mist starting to come down here at Les Murakami Stadium. 2-1 count on Ishii watches that one catch the outside corner for a strike, evens it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on second base. 2 hits so far for the Hawaiian Stars, but no runs to show for it. Trying to work out of some trouble here. That one slapped down the right field line, tailing foul. It'll go into the Aloha Stars bullpen and out of play. We'll do it again.
If I'm not mistaken, Wyatt Ishii has a twin brother named Warner, and we always they usually get their stats mixed up, but it is Wyatt Ishii there at the plate for the Hawaiian All-Star.
Has a good eye right there, works it back all the way full, 3-2 now. As he waits, sees that one come high and works a walk. A 2-out walk to keep the inning alive for the Hawaiian Stars, now with 2 on, following the 2-out double by Kylan Kono. Now we'll bring... It'll be number 20, Brandon Death from Moanalua High School. He's my favorite commitment of all the players here tonight, and I'll tell you why here in just a moment as he watches that one catch the inside corner for a strike. Colby Gashikin on the mound. 0-1 count. As that one fouled off, 0-2 now.
So, Paul, why is he your favorite school, Paul?
Well, I'm glad you asked that.
You don't tease the listeners like that.
I'm glad you asked that because, well, his commitment is to Walla Walla Community College, Walla Walla CC, and that is just the most fun name to say out of all these schools that these young men are committed to. Excited to see him continue his career after earning an All-OI East honorable mention as he smacks that one up the middle for a base hit. Rounding third and coming around home to score is Kono, and the first run of taps in an RBI single into center field.
Yeah, that ball went walla walla up the middle.
Walla Walla up the middle indeed. An excellent piece of hitting as he sends it directly to where it came from. And we have our first run of the evening here in the top of the 3rd inning.
You know what the Walla Walla Community College's mascot is, Paul?
I do not. That's something we're going to have to look up and see here because I may have to become a pretty big fan. And speaking of pretty big fans, everybody's a pretty big fan of this game in remembrance of Pearl City's Chace Numata, who tragically passed away in 2019. And runners going on that one, ball fouled away. They'll have to go back 0-2 now on number 18, Devin Fujino, the Pearl City representative tonight for the Hawaiian Stars. Fujino, just what I personally believe is a true utility in many ways. The left-handed pitcher, but also plays first base and the outfield for his senior season. Had 17 hits to go along with 13 runs batted in. Stole 8 bags for Pearl City. Here looking to keep the 2-out magic alive for the Hawaiian Stars. Down 0-2. Kashikin fires and swung on and missed. Dropped and fired over to first for the final out. Down goes Fujina. Not before Hawaiian Stars are able to put on a go too far. We'll be back.
Hawaii, a proud supporter of Hawai'i Sports. The Hawaii Sports Radio Network is a locally owned and operated union electrical contracting company. Established in 1988, we provide services to general contractors, building owners, property management companies, architects, and engineers.
Les Murakami Stadium. Paul Brecht, Michael Lascaro bringing you all the action from the 4th annual Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game presented by Sports Stand Sporting Goods and Palace Simon, as we have another pitching change here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And it's the hero of the top of the 3rd inning, as Brandon Death from Moanalua will take the mound. Mentioned it before, the Walla Walla Community College commit. Had an RBI single back up the middle with 2 outs. The Hawaiian Stars ahead 1-0. And now on the mound for his team, delivers the pitch inside for a ball.
You know, a little WWW action over there.
Honestly, I love that. The Walla Walla Warriors is pretty good name, if I do say so myself, but anybody who reads anything that is written on our site, Hawaii Sports Radio Network, knows that I am a big fan of alliteration in general. Here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, the Hawaiian Stars leading the Aloha Stars 1-0. Paul Brecht, Michael Lascaro bringing you the action. Death delivers the off-speed pitch in there for a strike.
I believe we got Jackson Wong out of Kinkekalike at the plate. You know, usually he's a pitcher, so it's kind of interesting to see him at the plate. We'll see what he can do there.
1-2 pitch is outside for a ball on Wong, and you bring up how we'll see what he can. And he actually, as he's plunked by a pitch right there, shakes it off quickly and tosses his bat aside, will jog down to first base. Was saying it before, he is committed to Lassen College, though, and he will actually join Kylan Kono of Aiea there, playing together at the college level. And the reason I bring up Lassen so much is because Lassen College is friends with our friends over at HPU. Dane Fujinaka and staff got a player this off-season from Lassen College. Jacob Vanek signed with the Sharks, as the first pitch is lifted into right field, settling on under it.
To get that ball, he's kind of tracking it. Normally, he's out in center field, and the winds have been kind of picking up here. You know, cool night. It's a good time to probably get some Simon. You know, thank you to Palace Simon for sponsoring us. But yeah, going back to Jackson Wong, you know, just a get Cowell went to UH there. But yeah, you know, Lassen College. So who is this player we're getting from Lassen College?
The player that we're getting is Jacob Vanek, and apparently was very excited about posting for Vanek and announcing his signing with the Sharks. Excited to get him on island, as this one is given a ride out into center field. The right center gap is not cut in right field. Get Jackson Wong moving up to third base. Still no runs, but all of a sudden some trouble for the Hawaiian Stars, as Team Aloha with runners on second and third and only one away.
Yeah, you know, tough play there. You know, the center fielder Chace Sorono out of Campbell, you know, he's definitely trying to make a play. And Connor Dempsey, I mentioned that he normally plays center field, so he just has that instinction to make those plays, and just not able to communicate that one. Of course, you know, we got to talk about the outfielders. You know, so we're still trying to track down who's who, but you know, for the Hawaiian All-Stars, we have Boston Ujimori over at left field, and we have Chace Sorono out of Campbell. But yeah, they just want to make a play, because so far they haven't been able to get some action and go out and make a play, and that was some speed, to tell you the truth.
Dylan Villanueva up at the plate now for Team Aloha. Roped one foul for a strike, 0-1 on the Hilo pitcher. Sees a strike right there, quickly 0-2 on the 6-foot pitcher from Hilo.
Yeah, Villanueva, a very solid player too. I think he started to see that first base, but with the injury to Legend Lancaster, he had to play third base. So definitely a hot corner, someone that can hold the bases there.
Reaches out and slaps that in center field. be put away at third. Now 2 down. Right hand and 1.
We got a little.
Delivers outside. Our umpires for this evening behind the plate is Steve Mulgrew. He's joined by Jerome Sarnik and Steve Socha in the field. Sarnik over at first base, Socha over at third/short, as that one's lifted foul into the seats, even at a ball and a strike.
Speaking of last hit and HPU, we have our one of 2 Kauai representatives, or Kauai Island representatives, in Joshua Rego at the plate. You know, he was the KIF Player of the Year, so good to see at this game.
Better players from the Outer Islands is committed to HPU for next year. Had a 0.4 ER this crossed 11 innings pitched. Watches that one drop in for a ball, 3-1. Good hitter's count for the 6'3" left-handed hitter. Swung on, fouled off the foot. We'll do it again as the count goes full. 3-2, 2 outs here in the bottom of the inning. 1-0 your score. The one bringing you all the action. Take this opportunity. Awesome. In part to Sports Stand Sporting Goods, quality sporting goods, always at a price you can. Second and third with only 1 away, and instead gets out of the inning unscathed. Remains 1-0 through a third of play. Don't go too far. Chace network. To Michael Garrow, bringing you all the action for the Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game, powered by Sports Stand Sporting Goods. And Michael, so far, what do you like from from both sides? It seems like it's been a pitcher overall, especially considering the Aloha Stars still hitless through 3 innings of play.
Yeah, I want to go back to that last half inning with Brandon Dett on the mound out of Moanalua. You know, they had, you know, the Aloha All-Stars, they had runners on scoring positions. But you look at the scoreboard on their stat line, it's 0-0-0. And I just want to, you know, say shout out to, you know, give kudos to Brandon Dett, because there was an error on that play in that inning that, you know, wasn't his fault. But he's able to kind of settle down, you know. He's one of the guys from Moana did not get to play the past 2 years or in the winners bracket because statistically he was their best pitcher in the last 2 years, maybe the more efficient one, but his coaches were saving him if they advanced out of first round, so did not get an opportunity. So that's why he may have been a little shaky to start, but he made up for it in a big way. So I'm happy for him that he finally got to play in Les Murakami Stadium because it's kind of eluded him with Moana not being able to make it out of the first round in the past 2 state tournaments.
And from first for a
DE at the plate now for the Hawaiian All-Stars.
and he takes a ball 2-0 quickly for the infielder from Kapolei. He was an all-OIA selection, Division II second-team shortstop after hitting .349 this past year. Stole bat for in bat, takes a strike in there. 2-1 now on the.
Oh, very versatile. If I'm not mistaken, he led all of them with 3. They didn't even get a. He's going to go to whatever he picks. It's going to get a good player.
And Rego Rock count on the Kapolei infielder.
Team all with.
Aloha Stars. Dom Christiansen, catcher. You mentioned this last inning as he was getting ready over in the bullpen. And the amount of catching talent here tonight is something else where you look at them and there are a lot of really good backstops here in high school baseball in Hawaii.
Yeah, and you know, I think a good catcher is much more important than an ace in high school baseball, because sometimes, sure, you can get an ace that can get you through one game, but if you don't have a good catcher protecting the plate and kind of framing the pitches, you might have some drop that you normally would win.
And when you have both a good pitcher and good catcher, you get what you got right there. Strike 3 looking on Colt Fujii for the first out here in the top of the 4th.
On the mound and the plate, but it's the Kauai Red and Josh versus Kahuku.
Caius,
the head coach, my bad.
I was going to say, I don't know about a Spencer, but Hezekiah Colburn at the plate from Kahuku. You mentioned it, Red Raider versus Red Raider. Colburn, an all-OIA Division II first-team selection in the outfield. For a ball 1-0.
And for fans of the St. Louis Brotherhood that is listening, there was a Spencer Rego that played. That was the pitcher of the year 2 years ago. So I just got a little bit jumbled out there with those names.
So all the names are coming together, is what you're saying, as the 1-0 pitch on the Kahuku. Your score here, top of the 4th inning, here at Les Murakami Stadium for the 4th annual Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game. And missed 1 now on Colburn. This is the first time this is being held at Les Murakami Stadium, usually at Joey DeSoff Field. Instead, this year at the home of the University of Hawaii Rainbow Warriors baseball program. The 2-1 pitch outside for a ball 3-1 now on Colburn.
Yeah, shout out to Coach Eric Tokunaga for helping to put this together. You know, he was on the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors team that was in the World Series, I believe, in the way back then. I can't remember when that year was.
Hawaii, I'm not joking, UH. Hawaii baseball is something that, to any real fan of this sport, should be synonymous. This is a state that is incredibly talented at this sport, that is incredibly underrated at this sport, and we've seen that throughout this season, throughout previous seasons as well, and it's just been fun to see here tonight.
Yeah, so now we got Carl Julian at the plate, and reason why I say Carl Julian is because Carl Julian is the lone player from the ILH on the OIA squad out of Damien, and we also have a OIA player on the ILH team in Chace Nagasako from out of Hawaiian. So I don't know what happened there. I don't know with the draft, but it's just good to kind of have some representation all over.
Yeah, the draft went around a little bit. It's fun to see a player from each side kind of switching allegiances, though, no?
I don't know. I think they just want to play. If they had their choice, they would be on the other side.
Either way, 1-1 the count with one away here in the top of the fourth inning. Batter on following the walk to Colburn. Joshua Rago, the left-handed pitcher from Kauai High School and the HPU commit, on the mound for the Aloha Stars.
But going back to Carl Julian, who's the catcher for the Damien Monarchs, they've been quietly building a solid program because of the way the ILH is set up, where they're the only Division II team. They end up playing the ILH teams multiple times, the Division I teams with players going to Nevada, going to Arkansas, whatever it may be. So their record in the regular season doesn't look that great, but they've been in the state title game the last 3 years.
They're battle tested, it seems like, every single season because of that level of talent that they get to play throughout the regular season. I'm glad that you bring that up because it really is something that they're able to lean back on and kind of use as the season gets later and later. And I'm glad you bring it up because their success has been evident as the 2-2 pitch is low for a ball. 3-2 now on Carl Julian, the catcher from...
Yeah, it too because his teammate that we're supposed to have in this game, Francis O'Connor, unavailable tonight. And I just want to go back to the Division II state baseball championship game against Kamehameha, Hawaii, where he was all the way out on center field out at Mauna Loa. And for those that don't know, the outfield in Mauna Loa is basically the softball infield, but he made a heck of a catch, heck of a grab.
Runner on the move here, grounded to short, looked at second, instead fires across the diamond in time to first for the second out. As runner moves up to second base, Hezekiah Colburn was moving on the pitch. Now runner in scoring position with 2 away.
We got the top of the lineup finally now.
Top of the lineup finally after going through 18 plays. Right now, again, a pitcher, part Joshua. Sports Radio Network on 95.1 FM and AM 760. You can tune in and always listen to all HPU games, whether it be baseball, softball, basketball. We have so many different Sharks sporting events on our airwaves, and we're very proud to be the partner of HPU. Tune in next year and keep up with Joshua Ray.
Into the OIA player at the plate in Kaiden Sonoda Fukumoto out of Mauna Loa, who also threw out the pitch. We was fortunate to come night where Chace Numata was Kaiden's first ball. This was a baseball player from when he was
on the move is Colburn, but this time the third. Exactly what the Hawaiian Stars do. When we come back, it's the Aloha Stars try and tie it up 1-0 through 3.5 innings of play. You're listening to the Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
KGU AM K236 is the Hawaii Network on AM 95.1.
The OIA lives here. Relive the winning moments and listen to games on demand. Go to hawaiisportsradio.com and click on the OIA Sports.
Welcome back to Les Murakami Stadium. Paul Brecht, Michael Lascaro bringing you all the action from the 2024 Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game. As first pitch swinging is
Bob Maniton.
Bob Maniton, the right-hander, flies out to center field for the first out. And Michael, you brought up at the end of this last inning, or I should say between innings, a pretty good point where every time a catcher makes a play, I feel like we should point that out. Dom Christensen, a phenomenal throw there to nail Colburn, Hezekiah Colburn, trying to steal third base for the final out of the inning. And Numata-esque in terms of the throw. Obviously, Chace Numata, a catcher, a longtime catcher for Pearl City, and then a draft pick of the Philadelphia Phillies in 2010, tragically passed away after suffering injuries in a skateboarding accident in Erie, PA, while playing as a part of the Detroit Tigers AA affiliate. This one lifted into right field by Zion Palea, and it'll be put away for a quick second out here.
Yeah, I was just reminded because out in the scoreboard here at Les Murakami Stadium, we have the slogan, after Chace's tragic passing, where it's "Live like Numi" with a little catcher logo there, and you can look up hashtag Live Like Numi on your social media platforms and see all the people and the lives that he's touched. So on the mound, you kind of get three Campbell players up the middle right here with Kuntalins in the mound. We have Sorona out in center field and Carlos at second base. So little orange here in the middle of the defense for the Hawaiian Stars as Chace Nagasako out of Waianae comes to the plate.
Only thing we're missing is a catcher, and it'd be an all-Campbell backbone to this Hawaiian Stars. And we do not have that. As said it, Nagasako at the plate, the back-to-back OIA Division II Player of the Year. He had himself a great year on the mound, a 1.56 ERA across 36 innings, struck out 31 batters, also hit .306 at the plate on the way, like I said, to his second consecutive OIA Division II Player of the Year honors. And a full count, watches that one just low for ball 4, and he's here with a 2-out walk.
Speaking of a Player of the Years, want to kind of shout out Hunter Lindsay right now on the mound for Campbell. He was their ace last year. This year didn't have much, not as great of a season as he did last year, but he could have been Player of the Year out of the West last year. So I'm looking forward to see him kind of show out here and kind of have a good way to close out like we saw from Cohen Barton.
You brought up Hunter Lindsay on the mound right now, the Campbell right-hander. Was an OIA second-team selection, went 4-3 on the mound, posting a 4-pointer by Colby Gushikin. 1-1 now on the St. Louis product. That pitch outside.
Gushikin, one of those players, for the Crusaders that could pitch and hit. He had a better year last year, and I find myself saying that a lot often, where they had a better year last year, and just to show you the talent, where sometimes these players are not able to repeat as either an all-star or an all-Hawaii or an all-state, and it just goes to show you that, hey, one guy might have a better year, but that doesn't mean that they're a bad player.
Swung on and missed by Gashaikin. 2-2 now on the St. Louis product as he grounds it to third, scooped up and fires across the diamond in time by Chace Maruyama. And a nice job right there by Hunter Lindsay of Campbell on the bump. Another scoreless inning for the Hawaiian Stars. And through 4 innings of play here at Les Murakami Stadium, it's still 1-0 in favor of the OIA. You won't want to go too far. You're listening to the Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game on Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
DSE Hawaii, a proud supporter of OIA sports on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, is a locally owned and operated union electrical contracting company. Established in 1988, DSE
Welcome back to Les Murakami Stadium. Paul Brecht, Michael Lascaro bringing you all the action from the Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game, the 4th annual Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game. And it's been a fun one so far, Michael. A pitcher's duel for the most part as Joshua Rago back out onto the mound for the 2nd time this evening for a 2nd inning of work. Delivers the first pitch in there for a strike. As
We still got Kairen Sonoda Fukumoto out there because of that great throw out from Dominic Christensen to third base to get the leadoff runner out.
And before you were talking about Kaiden Sonoda Fukumoto and the inspiration that he got from Chace Numata and just what kind of impact Chace had on this generation and so many different generations of baseball players here in Hawaii. It makes you happy to see this game continue to be played, and each year it seems like get upgrades made to it as the 1-1 pitch in there for a strike. Rago doing a good job pounding the zone for the Aloha Stars. Rago, an HPU commit from Kauai High School, stands at 6'3", was an All-Hawaii Division II first-team selection after posting a 0.64 ERA across 11 innings pitched. 1-2 count here on Sonata Fukumoto. Pitch is outside for a ball, evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And this year, we do want to take an opportunity to recognize those who have passed on, similarly to Chace, who have impacted so many here in the community. So just want to take this opportunity and tell in remembrance of Betty Nago, the grandmother of Chace, John Nakamura, Gilbert Souza Jr., Billy Alika Duhai, Malcolm Mendoza, Vernon Rick Pico, Shane DeMello, Ann Watanuki, Fred Bell. The 4th annual Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game being played in remembrance of those lovely folks, along with Chace, obviously. And it's just a good reminder to all the youth listening out there as well to be sure to be safe, wear a helmet when you are riding. We're here tonight celebrating the student athletes of the islands of Hawaii here in the class of 2024. Something that's important about that, the student athletes of the class of 2024, your brain safe, so please protect yourself. As the pitch is up and in for a ball at 1-1, as Sonata Fukumoto to lead and already lead the Aloha Stars 1-0.
Yeah, the game, so kind of getting some nerves, but hey, might as well.
Of and I'm sure that the coaching staff tonight isn't too upset to see him tossing a few out here. And in fact, in a little bit, we'll get Richard Higa, the assistant coach for HPU, to join us on the broadcast, talk a little bit about some of these guys who are joining the program next season, as it'll be a 3-1 count now on... Pardon me?
I believe this is Kane Carlos out of Campbell.
You would be correct. This is Kane Carlos from Campbell High School, the OIA West first team utility player.
Even though the roster I have says he's number 1, but that's clearly a number 2 up there.
Just a little bit of confusion with the numbers, as all the student athletes wearing their jerseys from their home schools tonight, something that I really personally like. I'm a fan of when all-star games do this. In fact, this is something that I wish the NBA would bring back as well for their all-star events, as Carlos draws a walk on the 3-1 pitch. So back-to-back walks to start things out in the top of the 5th inning for the Hawaiian Stars. Joshua Rego, the left-handed pitcher for HPU, working himself into a little bit of trouble. Already down 1-0 are the Aloha Stars. And so we will get a little HPU versus HPU action here, as Rego faces off against his future teammate in Kaimana Burgo, the left-hander from Kailua. Burgo we will also see pitching later tonight, or is expected to pitch later tonight, I should say, as the 0-1 pitch is inside and actually hits Burgo. So a little shark-on-shark crime, as now the bases are loaded for the Hawaiian Stars, and Dominic Christensen will go out to the mound for a quick meeting with the left-hander from Kauai, just to try and settle him down.
We have Connor Dempsey coming out to the plate for the Hawaiian Stars in that kind of pseudo cleanup position. But, you know, as we remember earlier in the game, in the top of the 3rd, it was also another Moanalo product that got that first run across the board. So we'll see if Moanalo can kind of show out here.
Menehune trying to add on to this lead for the Hawaiian Stars. First pitch is outside for a ball from Rego. 1-0 the count. First time tonight away for the Hawaiian Stars, looking to add on to this 1-0 lead. Rego delivers a pitch and it's slapped into left field. Going to get down for a base hit. 1 run will score, rounding third, and coming on home is Carlos. The run will be cut off. 2 runs home for the Hawaiian Stars. It's a 3-0 lead for the OIA here in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, I know Connor Dempsey really wanted to redeem himself because he was already on the stat sheet in this game, but that was on an error on a drop fly ball out in right center field. So he definitely redeemed himself off of that moment. Now he can kind of relax and kind of go out and have fun. And hey, you gave your squad a 3-0 lead here with no outs. You know, so definitely showing out for the Moanalo Na Menehune. Again, Connor Dempsey, a great outfielder for the Na Menehune. Usually plays at center, but tonight he's out at right field. And he made a couple of great grabs before that error where he had to kind of almost run out about 20 yards out to the foul line. So great job to see, you know, the OA kind of stand out. And right now, the scoreboard still reads 0-0 for the ILH All-Stars.
It does read 0-0, though we know a little bit of slowness in terms of errors as well. It's been a really, really nice showing for OIA so far, for the Hawaiian Stars thus far, both at the plate and in the field, overall being solid when it comes to fielding, and at the plate, a lot of patience from these Hawaiian Stars hitters, and it's putting themselves in good hitting counts, and in turn, it has resulted in 4 hits and 3 runs through 5 innings of play.
Yeah, I'm surprised Rego's still playing. I mean, you know, definitely you want to get him some action, and just get him out of the jam, and you want to see what he's made out of. But now with you know, bases are not loaded, but you gotta be able to get some outs. At least get something here.
Need to start to get an out on the board here before things turn ugly. An opportunity for the Hawaiian Stars to put up a crooked number in this top of the 5th inning if you don't. 1-0 count. Pitch is fouled off, 1-1. As Boston Ujimori at the plate, the Cal Lutheran commit. 5'10" outfielder from IAA. OIA West first team selection. Hit .362 this past season. Also drew 12 walks, so an on-base machine. Looking to keep the train rolling here for the Hawaiian Stars. 5th inning, runs already home. Still 2 more runners on as that one gets away from Christensen and heads up base running by the Hawaiian Stars as both runners move up. 2nd and 3rd now takes away the double play, so now force out at first your only option, and we'll see if the Aloha Stars play the infield in, trying to cut down a run already down 3-0, and that's exactly what they do as the shortstop and second baseman come in on the grass as well at 2-2.
Yeah, want to go back to those 2 runs that scored in Moanalo Sonoto Fukumoto, and I want to correct myself. I believe that was actually Chace Sarono that scored the 3rd run for the Hawaiian Stars, because I have Kane Carlos on the on-deck circle right now.
Ah, I see. As that one is fouled off by Ujimori. Keeps the count at 2-2. Still none away here in the top of the 5th inning. 2 runs home for the Hawaiian Stars. Kaimana Burgo on 3rd base, looking to add on that 4th run for the Hawaiian Stars. Ujimori waits. Burgo delivers outside. Full count, 3-2 now on Boston Ujimori, the IAA product and Cal Lutheran signee. Wind starting to pick up once again here at Les Murakami Stadium. And Burgo taking his time. Want to take this opportunity to remind you that Sports Stand would like to congratulate all the players and coaches participating in this year's Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game. We all know that Chace has the biggest smile right now and is certainly enjoying this game, especially with the OIA, which has his Pearl City Chargers on that roster as well. Up 3-0, and Ujimori draws a walk from the full count, and once again the bases are loaded. Still is the 1st inning. And Michael, I said it before, an opportunity now for the Hawaiian Stars to put up a crooked number.
Yeah, definitely. Now we have Kane Carlos now at the plate, with the bases loaded.
And Kane Carlos bloops a single into left field. Runners move up a station to station. An RBI single for Carlos. Run comes home, 4-0 the score for the Hawaiian Stars. And all things going right now for the OIA.
Yeah, I think Rego's kind of looking into the dugout, waiting for it just to kind of get pulled. I don't know. See, it's kind of curious that he kind of stayed in the game. Usually we've been getting a new pitcher every inning, but I know that the last pitcher he faced technically was still at the bag because they caught a runner stealing, so maybe they wanted to finish that out.
I do also know that tonight, you mentioned it before, Francis O'Connor unavailable to pitch for the Aloha Stars. Instead, they were going to have him throw an inning. Instead, they now need to find somebody else to go for an inning, and else as Rago comes off the field to a round of applause. Coming into the game is,
I believe it's Bob Mannington out of Kapa'a, a fellow Hawaiian, but I'm not too sure.
apologies for those of you who also cannot see our vantage point here up at the press box a little bit far.
Oh, it's Davin Almeida out of Wailua, which is an OIA school. I guess the ILH, they needed some OIA pitchers, so that's why we have Almeida here on the ILH team, as well as Chace Nakasako on that squad.
Almeida, you mentioned it. One of the few OIA kids on this team. I always feel bad saying kids because these are off the college level. It's going to be exciting to see their careers continue. Almeida this past season had a 1.96 ERA for Wailua. Is committed to play at the next level. Some NCAA accreditation as an athletic program, but well on their way, and one of 28 different players going on to play at the next level, or pardon me, 29 players going on to play at the next level. This players from the class of 2024 here in Hawaii going on to continue their baseball careers at the college level. And looks like Davin Almeida all warmed up here. And we will be back underway. Coming to the plate is Chace Maruyama, the Waipahu product.
Made a solid throw from third to first to end that.
And Maruyama will come to the plate with the bases loaded. Still none away for the Hawaiian Stars, who have just continued to keep the runners moving up base by base, station to station, and it's exactly what you'd want to see if you are a fan for them. The 1-0 pitch in there for a strike, 1-1 now the count on Maruyama.
And when it is a favorable count, they're ready to swing on it. So, yeah, credit to these OIA players are from the Hawaiian Stars, where they're just ready to go. They're just ready to play. They're just ready to, show out here in their last potentially senior game. Unless they have some travel ball they got, but they are wearing their school uniforms, and I think that there's a level of pride in representing the name on your chest.
I think that's a great point by you, in that there's one last opportunity to represent your school one last time, and there's so much pride in Hawaii when it comes to representing your home school and competing against each other. So it's just cool to see as this one is ripped into left field. An RBI single for Maruyama. Once again, station to station, all the runners advance 5-0 score as the Hawaiians just continue to pour it on in the top of the inning.
And that RBI single brings in Connor Dempsey, who had the 2 RBI hit to kind of extend this game or to 5-0. It's not looking for the Aloha Stars.
Is not looking pretty at all. Played even halfway through this one as we are at the top of the 5th inning. 5 for the Hawaiian Stars, leading the still in the Hawaiian Stars. The 1-0 pitch is low for a ball, 2-0 now.
We got Cohen Barton at the plate. He's actually really not known for his hitting, but man, when he was on the mound earlier in this game, he had 3 strikeouts, and that we were zooming through that half inning.
An incredibly impressive performance for him on the mound, and while he may not be known for his hitting, it doesn't mean that he can't hit per se, as this past season hitting .326 at the plate with 14 knocks for Lelehua. 3-0 count here. Watches it in there for a strike, and he drops the bat thinking it was ball 4 and has to make the small embarrassing walk back. I as somebody who has done that before, Michael, I can say that I think there are not many times in baseball that my face got much redder as the 3-1 pitch is fouled out of play down the right field line by Barton. Full count now on the 6'4" pitcher from Lelehua.
Yeah, but did you do it with an opportunity to get an RBI with the bases loaded?
No, I did not. And you know what? That's a fair point by you to bring up this situation. Once again, the bases and ball 4 there, just a bit outside as Barton that time waited to see if the umpire called a strike or not. This time he gets an RBI walk. Another run home for the Hawaiian Stars. 6-0 now as 5 runs home and still none away.
Yeah, we got Boston Ujimori coming in now for that 5th run of this inning. And we got Dawson Tsugawa now at players are showing out. You know, we started this game, or to start this inning with leadoff hitter Sonoto Fukumoto able to get on base. The first RBI of the game belonged to Brandon Dett. Mono was going to Walla Walla, and the first RBIs of this game was because of Monolo's Connor Dempsey. We got Dawson Tsugawa out of Monolo at the plate with outs.
And it's funny, why does this always happen as that one sliced into left, slicing foul, just foul there, as that would have scored at least 2 more runs. Instead, have to come back. It'll be a 1-2 count for, Dawson Tsugawa.
Yeah, left field's getting a lot of action right now when the Aloha Stars. Believe that's Jackson Wong out of Kinkekalike, who was their ace, so not really used to running around out there in the outfield.
And there's a lot of space to cover here at Les Murakami Stadium in the outfield as this one's tapped to second base. Tag is made, throw to first, tossed away, and it's going to go into the dugout. So 2 runs will score. Got the force out on the tag. So it will be Cohen Barton tagged out on the 4 unassisted. Fielder's choice tosses it away, E4 into the dugout. So
we nearly had a hilo-to-hilo connection on that double play. Dylan Villanueva, just want to point out, he's normally at third base, or he finished the season at third base. So at second base to first base, that ball had a little bit mana on there where it was a little bit too strong. But over at first base in Zion Palea, he's actually their starting catcher for the Hilo Vikings. So both players kind of out of position. That one you can kind of forgive. But, you know, Palea has an interesting story, Paul.
He does indeed, and you're right. Can certainly forgive these players as a lot of them playing out of position from what they're usually used to. But yeah, you're correct. Zion Palea, the catcher from Hilo High, actually is a junior, Michael, and most times you'd expect just seniors to play in the Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game. But Palea actually is graduating early, taking summer courses this year so that he can enroll at Chaminade in the fall, joining Chad Konishi's program with the Silver Swords, and he's really excited to do so, and I'm sure Coach Konishi extremely excited to get him out there and working with the rest of his team.
Yeah, you know, love to see that where kids are trying to finish school early so that they can play or get involved in the spring action. Normally you see that out of football players. You know, we got a couple of commitments this week from the class of 2025 that are going to graduate early and try to be ready for spring ball. But you have a guy right now in Zion Palea that's trying to because we got 3 legitimate squads here locally, as well as the Rainbow Warriors out of Hawaii.
Very true. College baseball here in Hawaii, quite legit, not just at the Division I level, but the Division II level as well.
and we'll talk with Richie Higa, the assistant coach for the Sharks, coming on up at the end of this top of the 5th inning, as Coach Higa waiting his turn to come on and chit-chat about some of the new year that's playing in the top of the 5th inning. Runner on second base. Ball hit up the middle, fielded by Villanueva and fired over to first in time for the second out. Moving over to third is Dawson Sagawa. And now with 2 away and 7 runs home, it will be Jaden Andrade coming to the plate for the Hawaiian Stars, looking to add on 1 more run for the OIA.
A little bit of a better throw that time and a better catch by the 2 Hilo standout players over there. You know, and I think that's something about this game that I'm going to kind of keep up, is that it's kind of a game of redemption, whether it be they're redeeming how their season ended, how their high school careers ended. You just want to go on a good note, or you redeem yourself from earlier in this game. Again, going back to that first RBI by Connor Dempsey in this inning, he had the lone error so far for the Hawaiian Stars, so he made up for it there. Here we have Villanueva making it up for getting out of this inning, which has been a long inning.
And that's the beautiful thing about baseball, is it truly is a sport of redemption, sport of failure a lot of times. If you talk to anybody who's been in the sport for a long time, they understand that a lot of times things won't go your way in this game, as things don't go Andrade's way right there. Swung on and missed on strike 3, and a little confusion from the Aloha Stars after being out of the 5th inning after 4.5 innings of play. It's 8-0 in favor of the Hawaiian Stars. Don't go too far. You're listening to the Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game, powered by Sports Stand Sporting Goods and Palace Simon.
Calling all ladies! Get ready to shine at the 3rd Annual Sisterhood Social, presented by Hawaii Pacific Health, on Saturday, August 10th at the University of Hawaii. This one-of-a-kind women's-only clinic, hosted by UH football head coach Timmy Chang and his wife Sherry, will give you the chance to learn more about the game and team you love, with a special chalk talk, locker room tour, on-field experience, and more. This is an evening you and your girlfriends do not want to miss. Visit hawaiisportsradio.com for all the details.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the family
That was the first time I ever saw him, and unfortunately he's on Hawai'i, so I haven't had a chance to watch him play except in the state tournament. And I think it was really, at least for me personally, getting to see him actually play. I've talked to him a lot throughout the spring, just getting to know him a little bit. And regardless of the results, like, I'm really excited to bring him in. I mean, you see that frame, and there's a lot of projectability in there. There's some underlying analytics that we saw during our camp, really just believing, like, this guy has the potential to be a really good player.
And that's just one of 4 players in tonight's game that will join you guys next year. You have a class of nearly 10 players from the local schools that will return and play at the college level at HPU. And here in the Islands, we're chatting with HPU assistant baseball coach Richie Higa here as we head into the top of the 6th inning of the 4th annuals. And and just in general, the group that you guys are bringing in, I'm curious about the excitement that you guys have and what kind of went into picking out the guys that you wanted to recruit. Obviously, Dane Fujinaka had a little bit of Twitter fame last year that I'm sure was not necessarily what he was imagining when he put it out, but he's very specific, and you guys seem to be specific about certain roles and spots that you have set things, or is it just trying to have a balance of a full roster of different shapes and sizes of players?
Yeah, I think the best way to describe it is like recruiting is basically just roster building. So what's cool is that we kind of know what the players from Hawaii, what their strengths and weaknesses are in general. So our goal is, for specific roles, we want to recruit the best players in Hawaii that could fulfill those roles. I think at the end of the day, having players who are from Hawaii, who know what it means to represent our state, is a really last year. I believe we are on the smaller end of local players, so having a big incoming freshman class of local kids is actually really encouraging for our staff, because we know we want to create that next core, that next generation of players who can really represent the state and help us continue to build the program.
It's hashtag Kihei built, right?
Kehi
built.
Yeah,
I'm so close.
Hey, it's all good. A for effort.
Something like that, yeah. Here in the top of the 6th inning, an 8-0 lead for the Hawaiian Stars as we are chatting with Richie Higa of HPU Baseball. And on the mound for the Aloha Stars is number 12. That's Davin Almeida from Wailua. Talked about him a little bit in the last inning, and he's out there throwing strikes, and at this point in the night, that's what you want to do. You out there as the 2-2 pitch is swung on, fouled back by play at Lassen College, I believe it is. You guys are familiar with Lassen. I believe you guys are signed a player from there this offseason in Jacob Vanek.
Yes.
And I'm hoping, do you know, what can you share about Jacob? Do you have anything that you can share about Jacob? I know he's not quite ready on island, is he? Or is he here working with the team now?
Yeah, so I believe I don't know if he's here now, but he's actually from Hawaii. He went to, I believe he played for Radford. So their coach got in touch with us and said they had a kid from Hawaii that wanted to come back home, and we were glad to get him on our roster. I think he has some interesting tools in his tool set, and I think that there's tap into the ceiling that he has. He can be a really sneaky addition for our team and actually make a significant difference.
That makes sense that he's from Hawaii. It was something that he was very open about, that HPU is his dream school, very excited to come join the Sharks, and it feels like that's kind of the emotion. And coming off this past season, I can understand that feeling for any player who is joining HPU, as at the plate now is Wyatt Ishii from Kalani. He's committed to St. Martin's as he floats that one down the right field line out of play. And we're talking with Richie Higa of HPU Baseball. I've brought up one name of the players that are coming in next year. I do want to talk a little bit more in depth about each of them, as it's a 2-1 count. 2-1 pitch is outside for a ball. 3-1 now on Ishii from Kalani, the second team OIA East selection from this past season. Let's talk about Makana Oniate, who is from Iolani, as that one catches the inside corner for a strike. 3-2 now on Ishii. As Oniate, he's from Iolani, an HPU commit. He was an all-Hawaii Division I honorable mention, hit .333 this past season, comes in as part of this next group. What is it about him that you guys liked, that you saw, what projects to the next level as ball 4 is drawn by Ishii, and he will walk his way down to first base with one away here in the top of the 6th?
Oh yeah, so with Makana, he's interesting. So Coach Dane is actually the one who has seen him the most. We're going to bring him into our roster more so as a pitcher than a position player. I think we're actually very impressed with how well he was able to handle the shortstop position for Iolani this year. And you know, if he actually has that capability at the college level, we would love to see it as well. But I think the thing that stuck out to Coach Dane when he saw him pitch is, you know, he's a smaller guy, smaller frame. He's a mid-80s guy, but he has some interesting secondaries that we think could be valuable in the future. And I think that was one of the things that could potentially be overlooked. You know, it doesn't throw super hard, but
well, because it seems like nowadays you see velocity going up, and it is everything that you hear talked about. How can guys who don't throw in the 90s be at the college level? Like, is that something that if you don't have that arm strength, that arm talent quite yet, one, can you improve that, how hard you throw to a point where it would make a difference? And two, like, can you make a difference at the Division II being a flamethrower or a D2 flamethrower? I don't even know what that would mean. Probably the same thing as a D1 flamethrower, but, you know, in general, can you make it at the next level if you're just kind of sitting low, mid-80s?
I'd say at the end of the day, it depends. I think for our level, I mean, our roster last year, I believe we had about 10 or 12 guys who had touched 90 miles per hour on our roster, and you know, but just because we had guys touching 90 plus, it doesn't mean that the guys who didn't weren't necessarily effective. I'd say we had a good amount of arms who lived in the mid to upper 80s. I mean, our number one starter, Jordan Ojin, he's 79 to 87, but he throws 4 pitches for strikes and he can get ahead. I think at our level, it's knowing what the guys have. If they're not throwing super hard, they got to have good command, and they got to have good secondaries. They have to have something unique about them that's able to get outs, because at the end of the day, the pitchers are there to collect outs. So, yeah.
3-2 pitch is swung on and missed by Colt Fujii from Kapolei. 2 away now here in the top of the 6th, just 1 on. 8-0 your score in favor of the Hawaiian Stars over the Aloha Stars. Paul Brecht chatting with HPU assistant coach Richie Higa here during the 4th annual Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game. It'll bring up Devin Fujino from Pearl City, the second team OIA West selection, who batted .309 across this past season with 13 away and just 1 runner on. Watch his first pitch out of there for a ball. And Richie, I'm curious, because I mentioned it before, you were a college player, and just a baseball player in general. I'm curious for you, was it velocity or was it guys who had that variety of pitches that you found more difficult to go against? Was it, you know, a flamethrower where you're like, man, it's just tough to catch up to, or somebody who can mix in your 4 to 5 different pitches, you know, and 3 of them are high quality? Which one did you hate facing more?
I think the way you can think about it is kind of like a 83 to 90. I'd say any pitcher in that range is pretty comfortable, but then when you have outliers on one end or the other, it gets more uncomfortable just because you simply just don't see enough. Like anyone who I faced was like that play.
That one is lifted into left field and put away for the final out. Here in the top of the 6th inning, no runs home for the Hawaiian Stars. That's okay, because the OIA still up 8-0 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll step aside real quick. We come back still chatting with Richard Higa of HPU Baseball. Don't want to miss it. Don't go too far. You're listening to the Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game presented by Sports Stand Hawaii, or Sporting Goods and Palace Saimin.
Hey, everything okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Welcome back to Les Murakami Stadium. Paul Brecht and Richie Higa bringing you the action right now in the 2024 Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game, where the Hawaiian Stars lead the Aloha Stars 8-0. And Richie, some of this talent you guys will be going against next year as well. How cool has it been to see just the increase in opportunities, it seems like, for local players to play at the college level? Especially, we mentioned before, Chaminade joining on this past season. They get another year to, fight for some of the same recruits potentially you guys might be as well. How fun, how can see that even some of this local talent that perhaps maybe you guys didn't have a spot for, perhaps you guys were not a perfect match for, you still get to see them at the next level.
Yeah, no, I think that's honestly one of the best things for the state and for baseball as a whole. For me, I think being able to play college baseball at the next level is important for a lot of players out of Hawaii. And even when I was in high school, I graduated in 2017. There weren't really many opportunities to be seen by like mainland coaches. There were, and then of course we only had our 3 colleges on the island at the time. So now just I've been out of that was only 8 years ago, and now seeing the opportunities for these kids, like I'm really happy about it, because at the end of the day, I want them to enjoy baseball as long as they can.
As we continue to chat with the assistant coach from HPU, Richie, I do want to ask you about Kaohu Kavelu, who we were just actually joking. You had not gotten an opportunity to see him really hit tonight out of anybody else. What is it about him that excites you guys over at HPU? What is it that drew you guys to him in the first place, as he now joins your program as part of a decently big local class?
Yeah, so Ko'ohu's he's a very talented player. When we were recruiting him, Dana first let me know that, hey, like, there's a second baseman from KS Hawaii that we really like, and Nick Gio, our 4-year starting second baseman.
As this ball gets away from Carl Julian, and he lost it behind him, advancing from first to third is Tanner Chun, the Nevada commit from St. Louis. And all of a sudden, a runner in scoring position for the Aloha Stars, looking to get on the board for the first time here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
But yeah, so getting back to
lifted high in the air on it to make play is Kapolei Fuji, and Cole Yoni School St. Martin's sign.
But yeah, so with Kohu, I really wing, and our goal was to, especially at second base, that is a Hawaii play, and our goal was one of the best second basemen in the state, and we were fortunate enough to land him. I think what was really impressive about it senior year, all of in the state in hits, 8 hits, 50 that show that type of power. Okay, good. Like we
Well, especially once he gets into the program, you get an opportunity to work with him and increase his confidence as well even further. I'm sure the sky's the limit for some of these players to be joining your program as well. As Jaden Andrade, by the way, on the mound now for the Hawaiian Stars. Andrade, the Farrington product, the 6'4" right-hander, going to Feather River Community College next year. Posted a 3.11 ERA this past season while striking out 29 batters. That one lifted down the line and foul out of play. 2-2 count. As a runner on third base here. Andrade rocks, delivers. That one gets by Julian, and coming home to score is Chun. The Aloha Stars on the board finally here in the bottom of the 6th inning. A cheer from the dugout and the bottom of the 6th. As we continue this 2024 Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game, that one swung on and missed. And was that our boy Kavelu down there, or no? I'm sorry to those who are listening, as we've lost the track of the batting order.
That is, I believe, that what.
As Kavelu goes down swinging for the second out, 6th inning, 1-run home for the Aloha Stars. Andrade rocks and fires inside for a ball. Dom Christensen at the plate, the catcher for KS Hawai'i, and an all-Hawaii D2 first-team selection. Hit .346 this past year, 18 hits, 14 RBI, and showed off a little bit of power. Had a home run, one of a few players in this game to post a home run this past season. Power not exactly HBU's big thing this past year, but you guys put the ball in play quite a bit. When you see, or when you teach players or try and work with players, what are the first few things that you're talking to them to look at when they're in a slump?
So when it comes to a slump, the first thing you got to ask them is, what are you seeing up there? When it comes to the game, you have to first take into account, okay, are you swinging the right pitches? Are you on time? Because at the end of the day, like, that's the important thing when you're hitting up there. And also their mentality. Like, as a hitter, at the end of the day, you got to be a dog. You're going to come to the next at bat. So, I had a couple players this year where they were really having tough slumps. TJ Smith, our starting shortstop, hit 170 the first 10 games of the season, hit 402 during conference play, and end the season as second team all conference shortstop. Nick Gio was hitting sub 200 through those first 10 games, and he ended up being our third team all conference second baseman. Chase Taylor hit a slump at the beginning third of the season, ended up as our first team all conference first baseman. Skylar Agnew hit a slump, and and he still ended up being a all conference third baseman. And for all these guys, a big thing for me was, hey, like, I know what it's like to go through a slump. Like, I was a very streaky hitter, and I wanted to make sure, like, they understand that we have to keep this as objective as possible, and don't allow yourself to get into that mental mindset like, oh, I'm struggling. It's like, no, you are one at bat away from getting hot again. And having that, like, that glass half full mindset, I think really carried over for our guys at the end of the day.
Positivity can really go a long way in this sport. We talk about it all the time with the sport of baseball. It's a sport of failure a lot of times, and it will eat you alive mentally if you allow it to. So it's good that a lot of times it sounds like is one that I'm really excited about, and it's Kaimana Burgo, the left-handed pitcher from Kailua. He was the OIA East Player of the Year this past year. You talk about translatable frames. You talk about guys who can continue to grow, who can continue to get better. And I think about this guy as well as, he comes in next year and, he's not the biggest guy, but he is a big enough guy where you can see even more is going to come out of him. I'm curious what your guys' viewpoint of him is.
Yeah, so we actually got Burgo as a pretty late addition to the roster. It was perfect timing. We found out he was still looking for a place to play, and we were in need of left-handed pitchers, and just watching Burgo throughout the season, he has legitimate stuff to play at our level. I mean, he's got a mid-80s fastball year, and I just really like the confidence he plays with. So I'm excited to see him contribute from day one, hopefully, and just be a big part of this culture moving in the right direction.
And going on the field right now, we were having the putting contest where fans trying to get the ball as close as possible to the H down on the field. Clearly not exactly the best showing for putting, as there are no balls on the H. And we're getting ready to go in the top of the 7th inning. Still chatting with HPU assistant coach Richie Higa, as he's given us a viewpoint into a ton of different things with the Sharks program. But he's somebody that I remember when committing, people I talked to were very excited about the get for HPU. How was the feeling inside the coaching, locker rooms or whatever, when he did commit, when you guys ended up signing him? What do you like about him? What do you see in him?
Yeah, so Keela, he is a really good addition to our program, just because if you look at our current roster, we have Daniel Johnson, our starting catcher, and then are bringing in a Division I bounce back catcher as well, and they'll be kind of our 1-2, but they'll both be seniors. So this upcoming class, we have Bruce Boucher from Kamehameha, and then we'll have Keela from Roosevelt. And I think it'll be great. You have 2 seniors who have both Division I baseball experience, and then you have our other 2 freshmen who can really just learn from them, take them under their other seniors, take them under their wing, and just continue to grow with us.
But also, bringing in talented enough players to still push those older guys. Their spots aren't that safe. They still got to go out and produce. In general, it sounds like good team building, and I'm excited to see you guys go at it next year, as we're into the bottom of the 7th inning. As that one grounded to short, fires across time, as hustling down the line and making it was, I believe that's Colt Fujii, as leadoff runner aboard here in the top of the 7th inning. Hawaiian Stars at the plate. Hezekiah Colburn from Kahuku looking to. That pitch drops in there for a strike. Shieston Nagasako in there from Waianae, the Central Christian commit and signee, going to an NAIA school next year. Hit .306 this past season with 13 RBI, the back-to-back OIA Division I Player of the Year. The 0-1 pitch thrown and runners going, throw down, not in time. Stolen base for Fujii, and a runner in scoring position now for the Hawaiian Stars.
But yeah, trying to get back to catchers, I actually wanted to mention one thing about Keela. So one thing about him is I think he has also developed into a really good player over the years. I've seen him play since he was a younger kid, and just watching him develop over the years, and now getting the chance to coach him at the college level, I'm really excited about. And also kind of bring up that point again about having younger players and having that leadership in front of them. One thing we do encourage with the program, though, is we want the freshmen who come in to understand what the expectation is, because we truly believe that we can also bring in freshmen who can immediately contribute. If you looked at our roster this past year, TJ Smith started every game for us at shortstop his freshman year. Ian Wolski was arguably one of the best catchers his freshman year. So I do believe that as much as we want to develop our players, we also want them to know, hey, we're developing you with the intent that you're going to play as soon as you're ready to play.
I'm also curious, in today's day and age, obviously the transfer portal, NIL, all of the buzzwords in college sports, how important is it to be able to identify that talent that can come in right away from high school and contribute, especially at the Division II level, where sometimes it feels like you can be a feeder program for the Division I programs and those with NIL? With more NIL money to perhaps go around. How important is it to be able to identify that high school talent that can produce right away at the college level?
Yeah, I think that's a really, really important topic that you bring up, an important point. I think for us with the transfer portal, it actually makes us even more so focused on the developmental side of things, because we know that it may be hard to land those guys out of the portal at times. So even like we really want to invest in the players that do stay at our program, the guys that want to stay in and want to build the culture and help us win. We want to make sure we're doing everything we can on our staff to continue to invest into them as well. And I think one thing we look for from kids in high school that we believe can develop, just knowing that they want to get after it. We truly are a blue collar team. We play hard. We scratch and claw for everything that we have at our program, and that's why I'm even more so proud of all the guys we bring in, because I'm an alumni, and I want to make sure that they can continue to build the program that I got to see on the rise. And now as a coach, it's a really it's an honor to be a part of it.
And it continues to be on the rise this season. The 30-win threshold was a big thing for you guys, right? And then next year, you talk about making noise in the Pac West tournament. You talk about making noise nationally. You go further. What is it going to take for HPU next year to reach those types of goals, to win a conference title and to compete even deeper into the season?
Yeah, for sure. I think the biggest thing for me this past season, and I think what helped our players, is that a lot of the players last year or this season were my former teammates, my friends, and they knew how much this program meant to me. And the one thing I never got to accomplish as a player in 6 years is I never had a winning record. So to get that 30 wins, I was like, man, like, that's the first thing off the board. Is like we got the 30 wins. And I think now to take the next step forward, it's going to take more work. It's going to take our players understanding what the expectation is to be a winning team, to go from 30 wins to 35 to 40 wins to making a conference tournament to winning the conference tournament. Every step of the way is going to take more and demand more out of the players. And us as the coaching staff have to know how to instill that into them at day one.
Need everybody to be on the same page from day one, pulling the same direction on that rope. And Richie, it's been awesome chatting with you. I appreciate you giving us so much of your time here, and I promise I'll get you out of here so you can go back to enjoying the game here soon enough. Chace Nagasako on the mound for the Aloha Stars, twirling it for the Aloha Stars, has 2 strikeouts looking this inning for the 2 outs. Runner on third base, though, because of a couple of passed balls, wild pitches, whatever you may call them, a stolen base. No matter what, it has resulted in Colt Fujii over on third base, and the Hawaiian Stars looking to add on to this 8-1 lead. The 1-2 pitch is low for a ball. It's Kaiden Sonata Fukumoto at the plate here, the Moana Lua shortstop. This past season enjoyed himself a year that he hit .286 in. Throughout the first pitch tonight was somebody who was inspired by Chace Numata. Numata, somebody who greatly inspired Fukumoto to go on and play baseball, and cool to see the next generation now going through, and I can't believe they're already seniors at this point, getting ready to play at the next level. 3-2 pitch from Nagasako is fouled away. We'll do it again. Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game, powered by Sports Stand Sporting Goods and Palace Simon. It's the 3-2 pitch once again. Strike 3 called. All 3 outs in the inning come looking. Nagasako strikes out the side. To the 7th inning stretch we go. It's 8-1. Hawaiian Stars leading the Aloha Stars in the 2024 Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game, powered by Sports and Palace.
DSE Hawaii, a proud supporter of OIA sports on the Hawaii
Back here at Les Murakami Stadium, Paul Brecht bringing you all the action from the Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game, the 4th annual Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game, powered by Sports Stand Sporting Goods and Palace Simon. As on the mound for the Hawaiian Stars, it's Aiden Yoshida from Aiea, the OIA West first team selection. Through 42 innings this past year with a 1.50 ERA. As at the plate is Jackson Wong from King Kekalike. One in favor of the Hawaiian Stars over the Aloha Stars. The 2-1 pitch fouled away out of play over down the right side. Still here, joined by HPU assistant coach Richie Higa. We've been having an awesome conversation about all things HPU, the local talent here in Hawaii. This game here tonight and what we've been able to experience thus far, the score a little misleading, except for just one crooked number up on the board. It has been a pretty competitive game overall, Richie, between these two teams, and overall a pretty clean game. I know there are 3 errors up on the board, but outside of a couple of blunders, it's been very smooth sailing out here.
Oh yeah, it's been really fun to watch. I mean, just seeing the talent compete one last time, and like I said, I enjoy watching guys just enjoying the game of baseball. I mean, there's really just a great way to go off from your respective high schools onto the next level.
And one last time against each other. These are the type of memories that I know I would hold on to forever. I still hold on to a lot of those all-star events with the local talent, because when you play for such a long time against each other, you get to know each other and come with people, some people that you don't even know, just for the matter of going through the same battles. As strike 3 called right there for the first out, as Aiden Yoshida picks up Lancaster. Third baseman. Heard an injury held here tonight. All the of it, a lot of talent. It feels like anyone that is playing, I could say that about, as Lancaster fouls back the 1-0 pitch to even the count at. Oh, a wonderful at Les Murakami Stadium. First time this game is being played at Les Murakami, usually played at Joey DeSoff Field, and now this time with the availability of the home of the Rainbow Warriors, a really cool opportunity for all of these young men to get a taste of what college facilities look like, feel like a little bit early, and it not have to come in a and to short, sliding, comes to his feet, makes the throw, but not in time, as an infield single right there goes down for the Aloha Stars. And it will be, apologize, runner on first base, 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Makana Oniate at the plate for the Aloha Stars, and this is a guy we talked going to be exciting once he puts on a Sharks uniform next year. Watches the 0-1 pitch off. Past year hit .333 at the plate, racked up 20 base hits, 19 RBI while playing for Iolani in his final season. Gives this one a ride, getting held up in the air and gonna bloop into no man's land in center field for a base hit as Oniate reaches with a single.
Yeah, there's one funny thing when we played here against University of Hawaii, the hitters would ask me, "Hey, how does the field play?" It's probably an out, and then lefties realize anything you pull in the air is probably gone. So, yeah, you just gotta play that wind tunnel to the best of your abilities.
And for those of us, or for those of you who are not joining us on YouTube and are on the radio, the trees that Coach Higa is referring to out past the center field and left field fence, all leaning a bit to the right, almost Michael Jackson-esque, hitting his famous dance move, right? As that one smoked into the right center field gap. That one's trouble, as one run's going to come around to score. They're waving home another. Here comes Oniate. He'll score standing up. Throw gets away from the catcher, advancing to third base. What a play, or what a change, right? Roped RBI double into the right center field gap, and luckily cut off before it could go all the way to the wall as the wind starting to pick up once again here at Les Murakami Stadium. But 2 runs come home for the Aloha Stars. Cuts this Hawaiian Stars lead down to 5 in the bottom of the 7th inning here at Les Murakami Stadium. And that one given a ride out to right field, holding up a little bit more. Settling under it is Devin Fujino, who will catch it and fire it on in, tagging up and heading in to score. And all of a sudden, the Aloha Stars have cut this 7-run lead more than in half. The 8-1 lead. At one point, the 8-0 lead, now 8-4, with 2 away in the bottom of the 7th inning. It'll bring up Joshua Rago, the Kauai High School and HPU signee. 1-0 pitch, clips the outside corner for a strike, evens the count at a ball and a strike. And Richie, you've been in the dugout in multiple ways where, as a player, what's that feeling? How can you describe that feeling when nothing is going right for your team, and then all of a sudden, in 1/2 inning, it feels figure it out? You know, is that truly all it takes in baseball, or is it like just a one-off? How do you keep that momentum going as that one flared into left field and put away for the final out by Cohen Barton?
I think that's just the beauty of baseball. The one thing about this sport is there's no time limit, so you know that until the last out is made, you're still alive in the game, and it's pretty impressive to see how hot a team can get after just one play. You can be down 15 runs, and you get one glimmer of hope, and you just ride it out.
And that'll do it for you, my friend. I want to say thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast tonight. It's been incredibly fun chatting with you as this game has gone on. 8-4 your score through 7 full innings of play. You won't want to go too far. Seems like this one not quite over yet as we head to the 8th inning. You're listening to the Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game powered by Sports
round. Yeah.
Welcome back on into Murakami Stadium. Paul Brecht, Michael Lascaro joining you this evening for the 4th annual Chace Numata Senior Star Game. And we got another special guest we added with HU assistant coach. Now we got another special player, a prospect, an MLB prospect. Started the game tonight, Jaime Kahale.
Yes, sir.
Now, tonight, you start the game out, a lot of things probably going through your mind. What did it mean to you to get the start tonight among all the great players in Hawaii?
I mean, it's great. It highlights who I am. I was just going into this game trying to have fun. Not really any pressure.
And it's good that way. Baseball, a game of a lot of pressure, and obviously you are somebody who is well accustomed to it as somebody who pitches and has pitched in a lot of big moments. An MLB prospect, formerly committed to the University of Texas, recently announced the reopening of your recruitment after the changes in the coaching staff out there. Curious about now, as you wait for the MLB draft this upcoming, Sunday and through the 14th through 16th, and as you get ready for your next destination, what is it that you hope, if you do end up going to college, your next destination has for you?
I think trust and loyalty is a big part for me. Just going somewhere I can get my innings in, just overall raising my draft stock somewhere that can officially get me to where I want to be overall, which is in the league, of course. And yeah.
Gotcha. And just another player in a long line of a lot of talented baseball players to come out of Hawaii. I'm curious about any players that might have inspired you growing up, as that one tapped opposite field into left for a base hit by Kane Carlos. On here in the top of the 8th inning.
I really couldn't tell you any guys I looked up to, but I had a lot of family that played in the game, and they kind of ragged on me because family, but
of course,
they kind of drove me to be better than them and want to kind of rub it in their face later on. So
understandable. When did the baseball journey for you begin? When did you first fall in love with this sport, just to this level, to the point where you were like, I want to pursue it for maybe even a career?
I think growing up, it's always a dream to play Major League Baseball, but you never think it would get this serious. So it'd be kind of pass over your mind. But going into my sophomore and junior year, got a lot of more recognition, and I started to really think this can be a career for me, and I started falling in love with the game.
And we're here at the 2024 Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game, chatting with KS Maui pitcher Jaime Kahale Kai. And you're 6'8". You tower over me. For those of you who can't see us, this is an incredibly funny visual for anyone who would love to see. How much do you think your height helps you when it comes to your pitching, your baseball career, the frame that you have been blessed with? How much does that help you, and how much do you see that help?
In high school, it's definitely a big help. Of course, you're towering over everyone. You kind of throw harder than everyone, but when you get to a bigger league, start going into college ball, pro ball, everyone's the same height as you, just as talented, so it's just on you to work harder than them.
Understandable, and that's the appropriate mindset to have, obviously, as you go to the next level, understanding that everybody is also very, very talented as you go. As you do continue to develop, what part of your game would you like to see either change or improve most as you go to the next level? What do you feel you need to work on most as a player?
I think probably command, being able to throw anything I want, where I want at any time in the game. I mean, it's kind of spotty right now, but
it is what it is, and yeah.
So I'm curious. I've seen the tweets out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious about when it comes to your velocity. What is it that you've hit? I think I saw you touched up to 95.
Yes, sir.
Is that your max velocity on your fastball? Have you gotten any further than that? And what are the pitches that you throw? Obviously, I'm sure being a flamethrower is great and all, but you've developed a few other pitches. What is in your repertoire?
Yeah. I think beginning of high school season in a bullpen, actually live ABs, I hit 95, and in a couple tournaments I hit 95, and I got a curveball, changeup, and a splitter right now. Kind of just added the splitter into the lineup, but just wanted to try something new, and it's been working.
Gotcha. So 4 pitch mix it seems like
Yes,
then
sir.
with velocity. Goodness. I don't think I've met anybody over the height of 6'5" has been backed by basketball people enough to for the team. What other sports do you play? And in other sports, how much do those help you on the ball field as a player?
Growing up, always played a bunch of different sports, whether it was basketball, baseball, soccer. But in senior year, I started playing basketball for high school. That was really fun. I think it helped me help my footwork. So big thing, my conditioning, lasted way longer on the mound.
That's a big thing, I'm sure, as well, because I know it sounds stupid, but it can't be easy. It has to be tiring, right?
100%,
where being able to work on your conditioning in that sense has to help out. What do you see yourself as long-term as a baseball player, as that one grounded to third base, taken and stepped on the bag? Long-term, before I let you go, what is it long-term as a baseball player you see yourself as? Is it very much so on the mound? Is it as a starting pitcher? Is it coming out of the bullpen in relief? What is it that you see yourself as long-term as a baseball player?
I think it's a dream to be a starter, but I can see myself doing anything, whether it's coming from the bullpen or getting a start that day. So we're just going with the flow.
Whatever the team needs, you'll be out there and you'll be firing back down there and enjoy this night, this very, very special night with the rest of your teammates. Appreciate you coming on to chat with us tonight. Yes, Maui, right-handed pitcher. Hey, thank you so much for joining us, man. And we'll be right back here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network for the 2024 Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game.
Emergency or disaster?
Welcome back into Les Murakami Stadium. Paul Brecht, Michael Lasson, and all the action action from the 2024 Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game. And Michael Oscaro finally back with me after feels like I've been chatting with everybody else in the stadium. And not that I don't love chatting with you, but what a wonderful time it's been to chat with a top prospect here in Hawaii, chat with one of the coaches from HPU. A lot of really interesting information during this broadcast.
Yeah, it felt like I was out there kind of doing a little bit recruiting, trying to not boost up our broadcaster average GPA, but our broadcaster's average height. And I think now with Ka'imi at 6'8", or at least above 6 feet, right?
Yes.
Just watching him watching you interview is kind of like the meme where you versus the guy that she says not to worry about. But yeah, it's good to be back, and we have an exciting game. We thought that the Hawaiian Stars were going to pull away from it, but the Aloha Stars are making a comeback. I almost felt bad having to pull Ka'imi a bit from the dugout to kind of get him prepped for the segment in the top of the 8, but now he's back there. I gave him some chance to give him 6 outs to hopefully see if they can kind of do a comeback. Who knows? Maybe if it goes extra innings, he might go back on the mound. I don't know. Maybe not.
Who knows? But no, I wanted to get him back down there with the rest of the team as well. As wonderful as the conversation was, and as much as we could have had him on for probably the rest of the broadcast to ask him tons of questions about his career and what might be next. No, you're right. Got to get back to this game action and got to allow him to enjoy it with his teammates. A leadoff walk here, or pardon me, a 1-out walk here in the bottom of the 8th inning for the Aloha Stars. On the mound now pitching is Wyatt Ishii from Kalani, the St. Martin's signee, looking to protect this 4-run lead for the Hawaiian Stars, as once again a little bit of mist picking up here at Les Murakami Stadium.
We mentioned St. Martin's being a hotbed for Hawaii players. I was chatting with Ka'imi on the way up here. His former teammate last year, their ace, Rage Velas, is also at St. Martin's. He had a phenomenal game in the state tournament last year. So, yeah, that's what you love to see, is that, baseball is kind of the one sport where anybody can go anywhere in the country to play. Players are usually not maybe wanting to stay home or stay close to the West Coast. They will go anywhere. You got players going to Arkansas, you got football. So that's really great to see, kind of get Hawaii across the map.
Inside out swing, base hit into right field for a single. Now 2 on and just 1 away for the Aloha Stars, looking to cut further into this 4-run lead for the Hawaiian Stars.
Yeah, solid hit that time by Jaden Montero. Now, Montero was the starting shortstop for the Kamehameha Kapalamo Warriors that won the ILH. But, shortstop is usually the top player, so he kind of maybe didn't get as many all-star nods as he probably could have, because, and the ILH is stacked, especially with Sean Yamaguchi there. And out of mid-pack, they also have a player in Koen Goes. So it's a very stacked field, but he's getting a little rally here. Let's see if Chace Nakasaku, who's actually from Waianae, playing with the ILH squad, if he can extend this run and see if they can chip away at this 8-4 deficit.
Little OIA on OIA crime opportunity here for Nagasako. The 0-1 pitch, low for a ball, 1-1 evens the count for the Waianae product. Said it before, Michael, we thought this game was just going to kind of run smoothly, but all of a sudden the Aloha Stars having something to say before they go away. That one in the dirt gets away from Julian. The runners will move up. Second and third now still with just 1 away, and an opportunity for Nagasako to bring this lead down to just 2 runs for the Hawaiian Stars.
Yeah, and I think it starts with the pitching. I know in that middle section of this game it was a little shaky for the Aloha Stars, but they got some guys on the mound now. I think last half inning we saw Lauren Iwata out of Waiakea, who made first.
Oh, what a play. Snagged right there, and now in a run down. And a run is going to score, so the nice snag will go for naught. Kylan Kono, a short hop, grabbed the ground ball, and with a run coming home, threw the ball to second base, trying to turn a double play that wasn't necessarily there anymore after the runners moved up on the wild pitch. And so still just 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. That one roped into center field, directly at the center fielder, tagging up and coming on home to score is Jaden Montero, and 2 runs in very quickly back-to-back for the Aloha Stars. Just like that, it's 8-6 in favor of the Hawaiian Stars. And Michael, we've got ourselves a game here with still 4 rally for the Aloha Stars.
Yeah, we got some cheering, and then down there it's getting loud, and you love to see it. And then I think we said earlier in the game that Francis O'Connor for Damien was not playing, but I believe he's at the plate right now.
And Agasako on the move, steals second base with plenty of room to spare. Now he's into scoring position with 2 away. And you said it, Francis O'Connor not expected to play in this one, but it does appear that this is him at the plate in the Damien jersey. Has a 1-1 count on him and an opportunity now to potentially bring the Aloha Stars within 1 run after being down 8-0 after 4.5 innings of play. Line drive to first base, snagged out of the air by Jaden Andrade, and that'll end this bottom of the 8th inning, but not before the Aloha Stars tack on 2 more runs, as we've got a ball game here at the Les Murakami Stadium. Won't go anywhere because now we have the main event that's not the main event of the night, as
we're going to have some catchers, right? But I was going to kind of stop you because I was giggling for a bit, because speaking of catchers, at that last at-bat, we had Damien's Francis O'Connor at the plate, but behind this, we had his teammate Carl Julian. So we had a Damien catcher and a Damien batter, and I was kind of giggling because I wish I was out in center field with a huge telescopic lens where I could get a picture of that, because you don't see that any day. I mean,
very rarely.
Maybe in the Pro Bowl we had Jeff Saturday hiking the ball to Peyton Manning, for one last thing, but that you never see a batter and a catcher both on the same team. That is just unheard of.
It was very, very funny to see, and I'm glad that you bring that up. But now we have the Chace Numata Pop Time contest, which is the main event of the night. This is sponsored by Sports Stand Sporting Goods. The winner of this Pop Time event wins a brand new catching glove. And Chace Numata, a standout catcher for Pearl City, eventually drafted by the Philadelphia Phillies in 2010, tragically passed away in 2019 after suffering injuries during a skateboarding accident during the time he was playing for the AA affiliate of the Detroit Tigers in Erie, PA. And ever since his passing in 2019, there has been this senior all-star game put on in his memory, in his honor, and each year it just continues to seem to get better and better and better. And it's because of the support of local people and local businesses like Palace Simon, and then like easy to support and see, because it's the next generation of players and whatnot, the next generation who could be inspirational for a generation, and it's doing it for a really, really good memory.
Yeah, I just want to give a little shout out to Hilo Zain Paleo, who started off this part-time event. Now, the guy that's following him is Iolani's Ko Yonamine, but he's not in full catcher gear like Zain Paleo was, so I don't know if that counts. And, he kind of a little botched a bit where his first throw went over the second base and onto the outfield.
That's a good call out by you. The first throw, not his best, but after that, did start to get it together a little bit. But Pale, in the full catcher's gear, I think that should be a requirement of Pop Time contests, shouldn't it? It feels like it should, no? It changes the speed at which you could potentially throw. Either way, it's a cool event. The winner of this gets a brand new catching glove, courtesy of Sports Stand Sporting Goods. And as I was saying before, Michael, it takes an entire community. It takes a village, to steal a line from our friend Rocky Sava'inaya, to create the next generation of great people, players, athletes, students in general, and that's exactly what we're to get in the 4th annual Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game.
Yeah, this event is just is a new sponsor for this, and who knows, and that's what you can say. You look out into the community, hey, come out and sponsor this event. We're getting bigger and better. First we now have a radio broadcast. We have a YouTube stream that somehow is still kicking it. We were kind of worried about that, first try, but yeah, it's one that you want to see. I think in future years they're gonna try and have it. I think around the July 4th holiday. That way, families can make it an event about it, like a family trip. So, great job by the staff. Coach Eric Tokunaga did phenomenal job.
He really did, and it's something that go to the top of the 9th inning here. 8-6 is your score. The Hawaiian Stars lead Aloha Stars home team, so they'll get the final at bat of the evening, or the ups of the evening. But they have been chipping away. One scored back in the 6th, 3 more in the 7th, and then we just saw them have 2 more to make it a 2 game as we have these final 6 outs. That's the top 3 and the 3 of this 9th inning. And Michael, I don't know if we're going to see Stars. It seems like a little bit of Manoa magic for this Aloha Stars team.
Yeah, well, it's going to come down to what comes in to have this inning. For Tanner Chun right now on the bump for the Aloha Stars, the majority ILH team, you want to go out of this unscathed. The pitchers that came before you have done a solid job in keeping it scoreless, so that the offense has a chance to go. So you want to get out of this with no runs given up. So that on offense, you just need to bring 2 runs home on 3 outs. And, we have we got all leading off, followed by, I believe, Moanolu's Dawson Sugawa. So, we talked about it at the start of the broadcast, or early in the broadcast, that it was a lot of Moanolu players that was driving in runs for this Hawaiian Stars team. So, if Maruyama or Barton can get on board, look out for Sugawa to kind of add an insurance run here.
Bring up an excellent point in terms of the Moanalua players doing quite a bit in terms of this 8-6 lead that the Hawaiian Stars currently have, and need some sort of insurance run right here just to almost feel like you're stopping the bleeding if you are the Hawaiian Stars. As quickly down 1-2 in the count is Chace Maruyama, the infielder from Waipahu.
Selfishly, I want to see the Hawaiian Stars kind of get up there a little bit more as we get a base hit by Chace Maruyama, because, we still have got to call Brandon's name one more time, heading to Walla Walla Community College.
We just saw Chace Maruyama rope a single just past the outstretched try of Kaohu Kavelu, the shortstop / third baseman from KS Hawai'i and the HPU signee. So the leadoff man aboard here in the top of the 9th inning for the Hawaiian All-Stars. That'll bring up Cohen Barton from Lelehua, who was a late addition to this roster. Takes a ball there to even the count at 1-1 strike.
But a great addition for the Hawaiian All-Stars, because when he was on the mound early in this game, he had 3 strikeouts.
He's done a little bit of everything, both on the mound and at the plate, being productive for this team. This time swinging on the 1-1 pitch, a sky high infield, and Chun not going to be able to make the play. Finds the dirt, and play is not in time at second base. Great hustle right there by Chace Maruyama to make it to say, I don't think that's on Tanner Chun personally. If you are the infield, you have to come in and call your pitcher off. A pitcher should never be catching a pop-up on the mound, especially like that. You need a guy to come in and call him off. Instead, that one finding turf, and now 2 on and none out in the top of the 9th inning for the Hawaiian Stars.
Well, the wind is starting to pick up now, and at the start of that play, Kauhu Kovelu at shortstop was kind of motioning for it, thought the ball was going towards him, but we have this breeze blowing towards our right, where Tanner Chun had to get involved, and I think Spencer Rego was trying to go for it, but he needed to cover first, so it was kind of a hard play for either one for them to cover.
You said it, winds blowing from left to right as that one fouled back into the seats.
1-1 the count now. Tanner Chun on the mound, the St. Louis Crusaders product. And Michael, at the very start of this inning, we talked about how the Hawaiian Stars could really use an insurance run, and on cue, they've given themselves an opportunity to potentially add on the first two batters reaching here in the top of the ninth, as Maruyama on second base. You've got Cohen Barton at first. Then Dawson Sagawa at the plate now, looking to add on for the Hawaiian Stars. The 2-1 pitch fouled on back, 2-2 now the count. Trying to stay aggressive and put this ball in play. Stay out of a double play though, and advance these runners. Sagawa waits, watches. That one down low in the dirt. 3-2 now. Count is full on the catcher from Moanalua.
I'm quiet because I called that they got runners on that he's going to bring them in, so I'm kind of quiet. I don't want to jinx it.
You're waiting to see if Michael played Michael Nostradamus. Michael Stradamus, does that work out there? Either way, full count, 3-2 pitch, grounded down the first baseline and foul. Sagawa will do it again with Chun.
He definitely has the bat power to do it because we had a ball fly towards our left, we had a ball fly to the right. You know, he's putting contact on that ball.
He's putting solid contact on the ball because not only are they flying to the left and to the right, it's with pretty good exit velocity at that, and even just on a foul ball, you can only imagine if he's able, to barrel one up here, as it's a 3-2 count. Chun delivers, grounded through the first base hole into right field. Rounding third, coming on home is Maruyama. He will score an insurance run in for the Hawaiian Stars in the top of the ninth, and it's 9-6.
Let it be known that maybe I need to go to Big West Media Day instead of our own Kule Agbayani, who's there for covering in Las Vegas. So, I was kind of nervous, but I called my shot and I got it done.
You did call your shot like Babe Ruth right there, as an RBI single into right field by Dawson Sagawa. His second RBI of the evening makes it a 3-run lead for the Hawaiian Stars. And it'll bring up Hunter Lindsay from Campbell High School, looking to keep on going with still none away here in the top of the ninth. Had one inning semi-similar to this earlier in the top of the fifth inning, where the Hawaiian Stars posted a 7 spot to go up 8-0. Now saw the lead. Lindsay takes a strike to open up his at bat. Chun sets, fires. Outside corner for strike 2 as the ball gets away.
Yeah, Lindsay's got to protect it now because there's two balls now, two throws that have been outside, but it's been called strike, so he's going to have to protect that part of the plate.
And so now Lindsay, with an 0-2 count, waits for Chun. Chun sets. Looking, Lindsay can't believe it, but down looking goes the Campbell Sabres product, as there's one away now here in the top of the first inning, top of the ninth inning. Top of the first started all over, Michael. Top of the ninth inning, a 9-6 lead for the Hawaiian Stars with 2 on and 1 away. It'll bring up Jaden Andrade, the Farrington High School product, right-handed hitter, 6'4", committed to Feather River Community College. Big swing on that one, misses. 0-1 on the 6'4" Farrington product.
I will say this, though, about Tanner Chun, because he's more known for being an outfielder, but he just got a really good player to strike out looking on 3 consecutive looking strikes. So Tulane's definitely getting a solid pick in Tanner Chun.
Absolutely getting a solid player in Chun, as Andrade checked his swing. They look down to first, and down there, Jerome Sarnick agrees. Chun
fires, swung on and missed by Andrade. 1-2 now on the Farrington infielder. This is something with Andrade that we've come to see both on the mound and at the plate. In a lot of ways, he's all or nothing. Is either going to give you everything, give you all, or it might be something that he has to find his way there as he goes down looking for the second out here in the top of the 9th inning. He's got such a translatable body to the next level. You can see why a college like Feather River would be so excited to get him in and mold him as a player. Just a young ball of clay with a live arm and a heavy bat.
Yeah, not a great performance tonight from Andrade, but I think this is going to be a great experience for him, where it maybe kind of humbles him a bit, where he kind of says, hey, these are some of the best players. There is a gap. He's gonna get better at that.
And that one fires it on over to first in time for the final out. To the bottom of the 9th we go. Do the Aloha Stars have a rally in their bones? We're going to find out. Don't go too far. You're listening to the 2024 Chace Numata Senior All-Star Baseball Game, powered by Sports Stand Sporting Goods and Palace Simon.
Owned and operated Union Electrical Contracting Company, established in 1980.
The last time he pitched in was against St. Louis in the quarterfinals, I believe, in the state tournament, where Kailua jumped up to a 4-0 lead. They kind of gave it away, and he kind of was sacked for the loss, coming in for relief before St. Louis won 6-4. So I know he wants to redeem himself from that moment. And that's kind of been the theme of the story of the day, or the night, where it's all about redemption tonight.
And the 0-1 pitch is cut on and missed. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to the Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game on HSRN.
Your home for USC Trojans football. KGU AM K236CR Honolulu is the Hawaii Sports Radio Network on 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Welcome back to Les Murakami Stadium, where that one is lined to second base by Davin Almeida for the first out here in the bottom of the 9th. 2 outs remain now for the Aloha Stars as they're trying their best to still Stars able to tack on an insurance run in the top half of the inning. And now Kaimana Burgo trying to shut things down for the Hawaiian Stars, looking to win the 2024 Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game.
Yeah, and we have Punahou's Aiden Takuma at the plate, although I don't think this is a traditional Punahou uniform, but it does have Takuma's last name on it, so maybe that's something that, I do kind of like the players wearing their school jerseys here, but maybe in the future some sponsor wants to jump on board and sponsor some uniforms that we can get their names on it.
I think it would be a really, really cool thing to do and something that would be worthwhile as well. But I agree, I also like to see these school uniforms, one last chance for all these young men to represent their alma mater before they head off to the college ranks. As the 1-2 pitch from Burgo off the fist of Takuma and fouled down the third baseline. So he'll do it again. 1-2 the count with one away here in the bottom of the ninth. 3-run lead for the Hawaiian Stars. Kailua's Kaimana Burgo on the bump, trying to shut things down and close out the 4th annual Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game as Takuma lifts this one to right field. Settling under it is Fujino. And there's 2 away now in the bottom of the ninth. Tanner Chun will step to the plate as the Aloha Stars down to their final out.
Let's talk about Kaimana Burgo. He faced the Crusaders in his last game as a Kailua Surf Rider and was tagged with the loss coming in relief. So, again, redemption moment here. I'm sure he has that on his mind right now.
An opportunity for Chun to keep this one alive as he takes the first pitch in the dirt. As organizers of the Chace Numata Senior All-Star Baseball Game would like to say mahalo to Palace Simon for their support. Palace Simon, a local tradition since 1946. The 1-0 pitch in there for a fielder from St. Louis. Tanner Chun pitched the top half of this ninth inning, trying to make it so that the bottom half doesn't end now. Takes that one outside for a ball. 2-1 now. Chace Numata Senior All-Star Baseball Game is also made possible thanks in part to Sports Stand Sporting Goods, located at 547 Uki'i Street, as Chun rips a single into left field. Located at 547 Uki'i Street in Waipio, Sports Stand Sporting Goods is Hawaii's best baseball and softball store. Give them a call at 808-676-STAN. That's 808-676-7826.
Yeah, it's in a nice little area right next to the Costco. So if you need to make a Costco run in Waipio, just go check out Sports Stand on the way.
May as well, one of the best in the business and also one of the kindest as they support this event and high school athletics. The first pitch is outside. As Chun on the move will make it into second with no throw. A stolen base for Tanner Chun puts him into scoring position.
Really, really great guy on the base paths. You know, who was close to leading the state in stolen bases, but I believe teammate Jay Souza on the Aloha Stars out of Kamehameha Kapalama won that. You know, he's not playing right. Potentially could get drafted this weekend.
You brought it up, and we talked with one of those prospects that might get drafted this upcoming weekend, Jay Souza, another one of them, as the 1-2 pitch is fouled off. Cole Yonamine at the plate. On the move that time was Chun, but because of the foul ball, we'll have to head back to second base. Still a 1-2. Mine. Burgo looking to close it down. Already with 2 outs. Checks the runner at second. Now we'll fire. The 1-2 pitch fouled off once again. A good fight here by Yonamine, the catcher out of Iolani.
Yeah, Yonamine is such a great baseball family. You know, the Yonamine Foundation helps sponsors the state tournament for the HSSA. So, you know, a lot of good players in this family for the Yonamines.
It's funny, the legacy families are in baseball, especially here in Hawaii. The 1-2 pitch is hit into center field, staying up, and now will drop down for our base hit, an RBI single for Cole Yonamine. And not done yet are the Aloha Stars, 9-7 And the tying run stepping to the plate now in HPU signee Ka'ohu Kavelu. And Kavelu has had some chances tonight, has not been able to capitalize. A really big opportunity here to keep this game going with 2 away and a 2-run game as the tying run. Steps to the plate, watches the first pitch go outside for a ball, 1-0 on the shortstop from KS Hawai'i.
Yeah, what a great hit by Yonamine. You know, I've been saying the name of the game tonight as Redemption. And when Iolani played Waikea earlier this year, they lost in the first round, and the last at bat was Yonamine. So I was gonna say it, but I didn't want to jinx it. So the game doesn't end on Yonamine's at bat.
And Burgo delivers a strike, evens the count at 1-1. Now Kavelu waits. Pitch is grounded to second and booted into center field as Kavelu will reach. A little too hot for the second baseman there for the Hawaiian Stars. And now the go-ahead run, the winning run, steps to the plate for the Aloha Stars as Dominic Christensen with a bit
of Walla Walla, heading to Walla Walla Community College over in Mauna Lua with the air. You know, he's usually the pitcher, so you can definitely, forgive him for that. You know, and that was a tough play to make. But now we got, after Cavello's reach on an error, we have Christensen. These guys are fresh off a Division II state title, their first since 2016. So we'll see if they can close out their prep careers with another win.
And Christensen, high chopper to third, and not in time. Great hustle by Cole Yonamine to beat out the ground ball. Kylan Kono fielded it at third base, tried to make the play, a force out at third base, but Cole Yonamine on the move gets there just in time and keeps this one going. So now the bases are loaded, 2 outs, the tying run at second base, the winning run at first base. Kaimana Burgo in some trouble here.
Yeah, what a job by Yonamine to keep this game going. Now, in high school baseball, usually the catchers are pinch run for. So you really didn't see Yonamine run too much in high school. So the fact that he got from second to third shows some ability there. And now we have Jackson Wong, I believe, out of Kinkekalike. Kinkekalike did not have, MIL is just so tough, right? Like, we had this guy, Kaimi Kahalekai, 6'8", probably going to get drafted, did not even make the state tournament. But yeah, Jackson Wong with an opportunity to end his career on a great note.
Wong with a 2-0 lead in the count watches that strike go over the inside corner. 2-1 now on the King Kekalike product. He's off to Lassen College next year as he watches that one inside for a ball. 3-1 now on Wong. Loaded, 2 out. Trust your defense to make a play right here. Wong waits. Burgo fires up the middle. Base hit into center field. Here comes Kavelu. He'll score. It's 9-9. All the way back. The Aloha Stars have a brand new ball game here in the Chace.
I think we need to check if there's going to be extra innings.
I cannot believe what we have seen in this one so far. What an effort from Team Aloha as they came into the bottom of the 5th inning trailing 8-0, have now worked it all the way back to 9-9, and now an opportunity to win it here in the bottom of the 9th inning with 2 outs and a runner on second base. To the plate comes Legend Lancaster, and he's got a chance to increase his legend. Swung on and missed right there on the 1-0 count, evens it at 1-1. Lancaster this past year hit 400 for Hilo in limited action. Suffered an injury, get a chance here. 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed, 1-2 now. And Kaimana Burgo ahead has the Aloha.
Are on the university campus, so they have the rented time, and we're already over that.
And we've got a double steal right here by the Aloha Stars, and everything going in favor of the Aloha team right now, trying to steal victory from the jaws of defeat.
Yeah, you're talking about everything going Aloha Stars' way. Will Legend Lancaster say hello to this game?
Lifts that one down the right field line and foul out of play. It remains 1-2. Legend Lancaster, the 6-foot third baseman from Hilo High School, an opportunity to send this one into the night with the Aloha Stars the winner. With an out, it ends the game as a 9-9 tie. The pitch from Burgo outside for a ball, evens it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. East Player of the Year, had a 1.47 ERA throughout his senior season. Seeing a little bit of trouble right here. That one hit down the third baseline, out of play. We'll do it again, 2-2. Good battle here from Legend Lancaster, not wanting to let go and say die quite yet. And it just shows off the resiliency that we've continued to see in high school baseball here in Hawaii.
Yeah, talk about this moment. Usually all-star games might be lackluster, but this one has all the drama.
2-2 pitch is outside and low for a ball, and a full count now on Lancaster. There is a spot to put him on first base, so you do not have to give in, do not have to throw a strike here if you're Burgo. The 3-2 pitch, deliver, up the middle, through for a base hit. Legend Lancaster ends his high school career, ends the 4th annual Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game with a walk-off RBI single up the middle. The Aloha inning to come back and win 10-9 here in the bottom of the 9th inning. What a game, what a time, what an event. And Michael, what a moment for Legend Lancaster.
That's why his name is Legend, and what a job by the Aloha team. You know, Aloha ball right there up the middle.
Aloha ball right up the middle indeed. Want to say mahalo to you guys for tuning on in our all-star game, as we've called it, and what a game that it was, Michael. We see the talent on display in Hawaii's 2024 class one last time, and they give us a show, they give us something to remember. And as you said, he's not named Legend for no reason. Legend Lancaster writes the final chapter of his high school legend here tonight with a walk-off single up the middle to win it for the Aloha Stars.
Yeah, and you know, Hilo, they won the year. You know, they kind of lost to Baldwin in the quarterfinal round, but you know, just goes to show you that we have talent all over this state. You look at the OIA, how strong they were to even get a 9, or starting off with an 8-0 lead, 9-6 lead. And you look at guys from all across the state, right? We got like guys like Joshua Rego is going to HPU. We got Hilo's Legend Lancaster getting the game-winning hit. The ILH got some studs definitely as well. Maui, you know, got Jackson Wong who's able to get that hit, and we get, you know, Kaimi Kahelekai, and then, you know, UH senior Nigel Ali Calderon. So this state is a hotbed for baseball talent.
It really is, and I wish it was more known nationally, but in a sense I'm kind of glad that it's not, as we've seen the University of Hawaii continue to recruit here in the islands. There was a player who was invited to play tonight who had committed to the University of Hawaii. Unfortunately, was unable to make it out tonight. Instead, we get a phenomenal game between the Aloha Stars and the Hawaiian Stars. One more time, 10-9 is your score. The Aloha Stars walk off the Hawaiian Stars. Your final line, Aloha Stars, 10 runs on 8 hits and 2 errors. For the Hawaiian Stars, 9 runs on 10 hits and 3 errors committed. Tonight, what a incredibly fun game. Want to take this opportunity to thank the sponsors of this outstanding event in Sports Stand Sporting Goods and Palace Simon, as just a great event, tons of smiles and memories that will certainly last a lifetime. Just the organizers wanted to say one last time mahalo to Palace Simon for their support Palace Simon, a local tradition since 1946. And mahalo to Sports Stand Sporting Goods for their support. At Sports Stand, it's not just sporting goods, it's a way of life. Closing things on up here from Les Murakami Stadium. It was fun to get one last broadcast here in during the summer, but if you do miss us and our broadcasts here at Hawaii Sports Radio Network, be sure to catch us next season for all the OIA broadcasts that we do have, the official partner of the OIA Hawaii Sports Radio Network, as we'll have football coming up in the fall, we'll have basketball in the winter, and of course baseball and softball coming up next spring as well. We're your home for all things OIA.
Yes, Paul, fun season, fun broadcast, and I gotta shake your hand, Paul, because I believe this is the maiden voyage, guys. For those that are still listening to us, but our boy Paul Breck, he's been down. He will be a married man next time you hear him on the. He's have a nice vacation, and then I'm embarrassing him.
No.
Yeah. So it's been a fun ride. First year doing this, first fun.
Incredibly fun, incredibly enjoyable. We've added you this year, and just one final time for and for all the organizers of the 2024 Chace Senior All-Star Game. Give to Tokunaga, the head coach of Farrington and also the event coordinator for the 4th annual Chace Numata game. Glenn from the Les Murakami Stadium management team and the manager himself, Palace Simon, the event sponsor, Len Sakata and Darren Akiyama. Sports Stand Sporting Goods, Stacy Kanashiro from Scoring Live, Alan Mia, the announcer tonight, Lily Ann Sora, who ran the scoreboard, Kule Agbayani, who did a lot of things behind the scenes to help us make sure that we were all put together and semi-organized tonight. Give a shout out to Paul Honda, who I did see here tonight as well, and Chad is my shirtsguy.com as well. The Numata Ohana would like to express their aloha and appreciation for your attendance and support of this event. Congratulations to all players and mahalo for your participation. Good luck in your future endeavors. Hashtag live like Numi. And I think that is where I want to leave it off tonight, is no matter what you do, no matter where you go, make sure that you live like Numi and have a smile on your face. Enjoy what you do and make sure you're doing it as a good example for the next generation. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. For my partner Michael Lascaro and for Chaz Ontai, our rock star board operator back in the studio, I'm Paul Brecht. Thank you so much for listening. This has been a presentation of the 4th annual Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game, powered by Sports Stand Sporting Goods and Palace Simon. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to the 2024 Chace Numata Senior All-Star Game on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network. Today's broadcast was made possible thanks to the following: Paul Brecht, Michael Lascaro, Chaz Ontai, Coach Eric Tokunaga, and many more. We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.